Yes, Phil. Yes, yes. Do it.
Do it now. Yes, everybody, and welcome to High on Homegrown, the cannabis podcast from PercysGrowing.com. I am Mackie from the UK, and joining us this week, we have TG in a nice Christmassy jumper.
Yeah, it's snowing out today. So yeah, Temple Grower from Treaty 6 territory, aka Saskatoon. Or,
AKA Flatlands.
yeah, it's flat and pretty. It's gonna get cold. It was really nice the last week, but it's gonna get real cold. So hope you guys are doing good.
Sounds scary.
It is.
Like
it's scary. It's
minus 40 degrees and shit.
Well, not there yet, but 25, and we haven't hit that yet, so it's going to be the coldest.
Oof. But then we got on the other side of the coin, we have Bubble Hawk, who is sweating a lot today, right, Bubble?
G'day guys, Bubble Hawk here. Yes, I am sweating away in the land down under, upside down from hanging from my ankles, unlike all these other guys. But, yeah, no, it's actually yesterday was warm. Actually last week's been pretty warm. I don't know if you saw the photo I popped up on the Discord. That was a nice one. We went down to the coast and had a bit of a fish off the coast there and off the rocks, and
nice.
It was a beautiful day. But yeah, now I'm kind of looking like a rock lobster.
So, a rock lobster. What does one of those look like?
Red as fuck when you drop it in hot water.
Yeah, a big guitar and fucking, headband, cool glasses.
That's it.
Like Kung Spa. Remember Kung Spa?
Good
shit. Yeah, we get it. Nice PG.
When they're Muppets, the rock lobsters or something. I think there's some Muppets like that. But
yeah.
Anyway,
yeah. We also have Monkey. What's up, Monkey?
Not much, guys. Monkey down here in the southeast US. We're kind of in between the two. I'm not sweating, and I'm definitely not freezing. So it's all good down here, man.
So surviving somewhere in the middle, in limbo, in the twilight zone of temperatures.
This time of year, that's the perfect place to be, man.
Mm-mm.
We're just noticing we're probably getting our about 2 weeks of fall color. We're starting to see a few trees turn, and then everything will fall off very shortly.
Damn, just 2 weeks, and then it's back to summery loveliness for you, is it?
No, it's the leaves will fall off in 2 weeks, and then they'll in spring they'll come back green. But we just don't get a lot of color down here. We don't have a lot of varieties that change. So if we want to see fall color, we have the internet.
Does it not get cold enough to do that? You think? Is that
just
what
varieties
it is,
of trees, the native varieties down here? There's only a few that will actually change.
And we get some pretty nice colors here, but then it's all dead.
Right.
Yes, and we also have Marge. How's it going, Marge? From the critically acclaimed, award-winning, or at least should be award-winning podcast.
That's right. Bite Me, the show about edibles. And in one recent review, it was described as having the voice of an angel. So.
Nice. I would agree. I concur.
Thank you.
Where's your voiceover?
Angel, Lucifer was an angel too.
Very true.
This is true.
Shots fired.
He never did say what kind of angel, but you know what?
It was a pretty big burn, yeah.
It's not cool. But you're good, Marge. How you doing?
I'm doing well. It happens to be raining here today. Speaking of weather, because Canadians always like to talk about that. It's raining here in Ontario.
I would have thought all of your rain is frozen at this time of year.
Usually, it's unusual to have rain. That's for sure. But it's been pretty mild. So what do you do?
Nice.
No snow to shovel though, so that's a bonus.
Damn, man.
So do you call hail, or do you call it ice rain?
We call it hail.
Only reason I'm asking is because I said I was watching that show and it starts hailing on North Vancouver Island, and they're going, "Oh, look, it's ice rain." I'm like, "Bruh, it's fucking hail. Just call it hail."
Wow.
Ice rain.
Well, there's differences now. There's sleet, there's hail, and there's freezing rain. There's three different things.
This was like proper, like golf ball sized hail. Like it's hail. There's nothing rain about that. You know what I mean?
That's dangerous, man. God damn.
It's like golf balls, and that's like ice cube rain, not
ice cube rain.
Damn.
Fuck that.
Yeah, fuck that shit, man. I mean, I wonder how you get insurance for your car when you live in one of those areas that's prone to ice cube rain.
You probably don't. Just everyone drives dented cars.
Yeah. There's always, the hailstorms that go through, and they always talk on the news about like $2 billion in fucking damage claims and shit. Because if you have a car insurance, hail is covered, but like a lot of people don't want to do the hassle and shit. But yeah, sometimes like if it's a big event.
Lucian, no claims discount and all that shit because of a nasty storm. That'd be a bit shit, wouldn't it? Fucking hell.
Yeah, some people just don't have insurance though, so they you're fucked.
Can you drive without insurance in like the USA and Canada? Can you drive without insurance?
Well, you can, but you should not put it that way. Yeah, you can do a lot of things. It is not legal to drive without insurance. A lot of people do drive without insurance though.
Yeah.
Usually the fines are pretty high if you get pulled over, though.
I wish.
Mm.
Anytime, I mean, I've been in accidents where the other driver does not have insurance, and I'm not in a no-fault state. In those situations, they just pretty much look at you and say, "Well, sorry, man, you're screwed." You know,
Wow.
Really?
the other guy walks off scot-free, and that's it. You know, it's like there's no meat in the law.
Damn, that's shit.
Well,
It's better be fucking medically insured then, bro, because I'm just about to bust your fucking legs. You know what I'm saying? What the fuck, man? Motherfucker.
Crazy, man.
I'll take it out on your teeth, motherfucker. Damn.
Yeah.
Anyway.
You have to have third party here.
So, yes, everybody, we are all good and high and just chatting some shit as we do at the start of most shows nowadays. We like to take 10 minutes to get everybody warmed up, wait for everybody to arrive. There'll be 2 giveaways during tonight's show, courtesy of phenoseeds.com. That's for a $50 voucher and a $75 voucher. So make sure you stay tuned throughout the show to be involved in the spin later on. You know, Stonewolf said tangents. It can't necessarily be a tangent, Stonewolf, unless we've been on track. And we haven't been on track yet, so it's not necessarily a tangent. You know what I'm saying?
This is true.
Chilbert's just arrived. What's up, Chilbert? I've just been writing everybody's name down as they have arrived here. So let me give a quick shout out to all of these people who showed up so far. We have Billy Bones, Stonewolf, John Finnegan. Welcome back, John. Didn't see you last week, mate. And I was here defending non-Christmas all by myself. But now you're here, we can fight against all of these happy, cheery folk. Then we've got Twisted, Phil, Dr. Greenthumb, Firetop, Casso, Dave Leal, Snafu Bar, Syab, Larissa, Stutty, Backblast, Gellert, SMG, Fweech, 423, Bundertaker, Namargon, South Silly, Sparky, Artman, the celebrity. Artman has been on some other show today showing off his gross sale. So maybe we'll get the link for that later and we'll go and have a look at it or something. We have Fated Zayden, Brian Post, Night Ski, Organically Blunt. What's up, bro? Organically Blunt is a podcast which we're trying to organise an interview backwards and forwards on each side, but we haven't been able to finalise it yet. But we'll get there. We'll get it done eventually. Hidden Gardeners here, Weed Nerd, Arnie Scarpa, AK Bug Tech, Wildman's Weed, Sean Brooks, Chilbert. Anybody else? GB showed up in the chat. What's up, GB? We've got Old Fashioned Coffee Pot. Who else do we have there? Just trying to see it all as they roll by. I'm Sparky, Brian Post, Jack Johnson. No way. I love your album, bro. Banana Pancakes. Yes. Lone Star La, 420 Cookies, Mike S. Who else? Make sure you say hello, everybody, before we carry on with the rest of the show. Of course, we're going to do the cannabis news and events in just a few minutes now, so make sure you're all rolled up and you build your bowls and you build your vapes, whatever you have to do to consume. Make sure you do that shit. Hit the like button if you haven't done that yet. And for the grow guides, what we're talking about again, strains. What are our favorite strains as panel members? What would we recommend for new growers? So if you're a new grower and you're thinking about what strains you're going to grow, then this is the episode to listen to, because we're going to let you know what's good for you. There's Sand Groper. What's up, Sand Groper? Hope you're good, bro. Woody, he's just arrived. What's up, Woody? But yeah, gonna have a good show, everybody. So make sure you hit that like button. We like the like button, so hit it and share if you can. That's always appreciated. But obviously, don't get yourself in any trouble. You know what I'm saying? But that's about it. So what are we all smoking on? Well, you got, Marge. You got something nice?
Yeah, I got some more Do-si-do grape lime. I've been working on finishing.
Nice. You all know what I'm smoking on, everybody. I'm not going to say so because I think somebody put in the chat earlier, you know.
2, 3, go.
No, don't do it. Because you can't prove I'm right in the chat. I can't remember who said it, but somebody said in the chat there, you have to smoke every time Mackie says lemon tree. All right.
Oh, that's
God,
great.
we'd all be wasted beyond belief.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Yeah, everybody knows what the score is over here, but it's running low, man. Running low on the lemon tree now. It's sad. Sad times.
Are you growing more? You gotta be growing more.
No, not yet. I'm not growing
What?
right now. Still not growing, man.
Oh, right.
It's a bit shit.
I know the feeling, man.
Yes.
I know the feeling.
But I've discussed it with the wife, and she's still set against me not growing for a while. So that's just the way it is, man. You know, there's a lot of people out there who can't grow because the wife said so. I think the wife stops more people growing than the police do. You know,
Not my house. Like that.
it's the way it is, isn't it?
The
Hillbilly Herb.
wife's not stopping me. It's the weather for one, because I know it's going to get way too hot. I'm just going to end up with laughy shit. But the other side of that too is I've got people coming for Christmas. So, you know, as much as I'd
Fucking
like
hell,
to have,
man. That's not a
full
good enough
tent.
excuse. You just got to stop having people around, bro, like a normal person.
can't help it, bro. I did that for the last like 4 years. you
Oh,
know?
no. Oh, yeah, you got to do this one then, I suppose.
That's it. You got to every now and then you got to make, you know, it's okay. You guys can come around to my house this time, I suppose. You know.
Yeah, Galert says, need to find yourself a gorilla spot then, Mackie. It's fucking December, bro. It's not December yet. It's not. Don't say that. Don't say that. No, it's still the end of November. It's not December, and it's definitely not time to be talking about Christmas yet. But next week, we can do that. Okay, everybody? So stay tuned for next week's episode, where we're going to start talking about Christmas presents and shit. So, anyway, are we ready to move on? Monkey, you didn't say what you were smoking.
Oh, I'm on Skittles tonight. Early test. It's been in the jars for 2 weeks, so it was time to open up and see if the terpenes came out. And the good news is, yes, I have terpenes.
Nice.
Nice.
Nice. And what you saying
It's
there,
nice to know you
TG?
didn't spend 2 months for nothing, man.
Look it in my hand, man. Look at that.
Oh, nice, bro. For those
So
listening to
funny.
audio, TG
Oh.
is holding his balls in his hands right now.
This is a half-ounce temple ball.
Temple's balls in his hands.
Did you make it
This is
yourself,
creepy.
or did you buy it?
No, I bought this one.
Right.
That's a lot of fucking weed that would go into 14 grams, man.
Mm-hmm.
No, I got this. This is Kootenai pressed bubble hash. But I'm smoking on Oregon Golden Goat, 120 to 90 micron, between those microns only tonight.
Living the dream.
Yeah, bubble hash. It's all bubble hash.
Saying,
About
beautiful.
9 or 10 different kinds of hash this week. So
Mm-mm.
yeah, I got like fucking so much shit, but I'm you know, it doesn't go bad, so whatever.
We're gonna start carting you Mr. Concentrate, man.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just
Well, I'm going
Love
straight
it.
for the rosin this morning.
Bobble ain't fucking around.
Nah, bro.
I'm gonna wake up
It's
doing this.
it's 10 past 8. It's rosin time.
You know what I'm saying?
this is delicious.
Well, it's
I just
13
need my
minutes past
pipe
here,
juice.
so I think
So-
it is time to get on with that cannabis news, and otherwise we'll just be chatting shit for the rest of the show. You know how we roll. This is how we roll. You know, yeah, shout out to the Aussies in chat as well, because you guys get up extra fucking early to be here on a Monday morning as well. And, you know,
Right.
Monday's always a difficult day. What's
Good
the
work,
fucking,
good work, guys.
Monday morning is only for the brave. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, so shall we do the news? Are we all ready? I'm going to talk about some of this shit that's going on around the world. I think so. Let's do it. Let's do it. Do it now. So I don't know which one to begin with. We've got some good stories this week. I think we're going to start with Marge's news. Because this
Oh,
is
really?
like, what the fuck, man? There's some hungry motherfuckers, man.
I saw this one. I saw this in a few different places. I thought it was kind of funny. So the story, this version comes from BBC News, entitled "Drugs." India police say rats ate 200 kilograms of seized cannabis.
Okay,
little
wait a
fuckers
minute.
they
are.
200 kilograms.
200 kilograms.
Okay.
That's
How
a-
many rats now? Jesus.
Just a couple,
They
man.
They didn't specify the number of the horde of rats. I must have gone through all of that stuff. It makes you wonder. But police in India have blamed rats for destroying nearly 440 pounds of cannabis seized from dealers and kept in police stations. They say Uttar Pradesh, a court in Uttar Pradesh state has said that rats are tiny animals and they have no fear of the police. It's difficult to protect the drug from them. Well, isn't that interesting? So
to protect the drug from them rather than protect them from
Good
the
rats.
drug? What's going
know.
on there?
Right. I don't
Ooh.
really know, but the court has asked police to produce the stash of evidence in cases of drug peddling. And then in 3 cases in particular mentioned in this article, they found that they were unable to produce said evidence because they claimed it had been destroyed by rats. In one example, a case involving 386 kilograms of the drug, the police filed a report saying that, quote unquote, some of the cannabis had been, quote, eaten up by the rats, unquote.
Wow.
Wait a minute. Does this sound a little bit suspicious to anybody else? that
I
this
smell a
cannabis-
rat.
Exactly.
You know, like,
Oh,
I didn't
think
realize
so.
in India they call their cops rats instead of pigs.
Ooh.
Yeah. Perhaps they're not really speaking about the rodents, but more about
No, when we were talking,
Like a rodent.
we were speaking briefly before the show about the California river toad that you can lick for the DMT, and it's like, who the fuck tried that for the first time? Now I'm thinking, is anybody going to try any of these little rat shit pellets to see if it's got any THC left? Just like a little hit of that shit.
You can try that one, man.
I hope not, man.
Hey,
No,
it might be
that-
worth it,
that's-
man. It might be worth a
that's
try.
disturbing. Yeah. So this Judge Chaudhary said some
Chowdhury, I
700
think that is Judge
Chaudhary?
Chowdhury. Yeah.
Chaudhary, okay.
Chow dear.
Said some 700 kilograms of cannabis seized by police was lying in police stations in Mathura district, and that all of it was in danger of infestation by rats, which is sounds like they've got a real rodent problem they should probably be dealing with, if that is the case, or maybe just give up on seizing cannabis altogether because they obviously can't keep it safe. So maybe that would be the better option of the two. He said the police had no expertise in dealing with the matter as the rats were too small. And the only way to protect the seized goods from such fearless mice, he added, was to auction the drugs to research labs and medicine firms, with the proceeds going to the government. I guess that is a third option, but
Put them in fucking tubs, man, or something. Like,
Exactly. If you
I don't
lock it
know
up in
if
a
they're-
cage,
the
tight
fact that
enough,
they
the
keep
rats can't
blaming the
get to it.
size, like
the
like
size of the animal.
what?
Yeah.
Oh, it's funny. It's funny as
Yeah,
fuck.
the animals are too small to keep away from the cannabis. Doesn't that
Yeah,
also mean
too
that a
small.
small
What are
animal
they gonna
can't
do?
eat that much cannabis?
Not only are they small, you guys, but they're fearless.
And,
They're-
yeah, I don't give a fuck. Fucking
not
police.
seeing
You can tell
Teenage
them not to eat
Mutant.
that cannabis all day and they'll still do
That's
it.
right, man. Do
They-
you not know
they
about
just
Splinter?
doing it.
Fucking hell.
I know.
Oh man,
It's
the Rat King.
ridiculous. Yeah.
Fuck.
It also says a study published in 2019 found that that when laboratory rats were given cannabis-laced dough, they tended to become less active and their body temperature was also lowered. I know I can't remember why this was of interest, but
They're just trying to make excuses, you know. They're just trying to keep talking to take their mind off the actual reason why the weed has gone missing, and that's
well,
because
some of these
it's been
experts are
sold.
saying, yeah, that if the animals were unlikely
Ugh.
to confuse the drug for food, and that if a large group of mice had eaten it, there'd be a lot of corpses that would have been found in the warehouse, which is probably true, because if they had gorged themselves on cannabis, I don't know what happens to a mouse or a rat, but they are pretty small rodents, and I'm sure it would fuck them up pretty good, maybe forever.
Oh, fuck. I'm just imagining these cops being like, "Hey, stop!" Oh, shoot at them, and we shot at them, and they didn't even stop. Oh,
This is completely the dog
are
ate my
fearless.
homework, man. This is completely
Fearless.
that.
I know. Well, it also says in 2017, police in the eastern Indian state of Bihar had blamed rats for consuming thousands of liters of confiscated alcohol.
These rats are having a party, man. What the
That's it. They
fuck?
come in here. They can even take the tops off the bottles.
Come
Right.
on.
A year after the state banned the sale and consumption of alcohol. So it seems like this is an ongoing problem, and that the rats are, I don't know if they're getting smarter or what they're doing, but they seem to be, the problem doesn't seem to be going away.
These are
Wow.
very specially
That's a
trained
funny
black
fucking
market
story.
rats that come in there and they
Right.
sneak this valuable stuff back out on the market. That's what's happening here.
I
Mhm.
think so, yeah. Because somehow they can't protect the stash from these
Yeah, they
tiny,
just-
fearless little creatures.
Well, do they understand that there's this principle called conservation of mass? You know, if you move that much cannabis out of a warehouse, then that much mass has to be somewhere else. So you should be able to at least find 200 kilograms of rat shit somewhere.
Right. Yeah.
Mm.
Well, but they might find it when the whole fucking roof of the warehouse falls in.
The big rat orgy with
Oh,
all the
man.
rat shit and everything
Yeah.
falls
Bullshit
down from the
story,
roof.
but it's funny as fuck.
Yeah.
Right.
Good
I mean,
story, man.
the other thing too to consider is that if they do have that kind of rat infestation problem, they should probably deal with it because it's not hygienic and it is pretty
Uh.
gross. And yeah, rats bring a lot of disease. So,
Hmm.
you know,
But I suppose the good thing is if they're eating all this cannabis, they're going to be super high. They won't be getting around so much, so they're not spreading disease as far as they usually would.
Yeah, but it gives them the munchies, and so now they're going to be eating more.
Mm.
right.
Yeah,
Right.
man. I
Damn.
don't know.
No, it's a problem
rats.
that will probably require a multi-pronged approach to solve. I
I'm
think.
sure it will
Can-
keep
can-
happening too. I'm sure this will
Exactly.
Mm.
That's right.
I mean, you'd think it'd be just as simple as putting it into a steel tub or something, wouldn't you? You know,
Mm.
rats can't
Right.
chew through
I
steel.
mean, that might be something that would be top of my mind, but apparently they have
Mm.
not come to that conclusion yet. So give them a few more years.
I
And
think the rats are paying
See
the
what
police
happens.
kickbacks for leaving it laying around
Yeah.
right now. That's what it is.
Yeah.
I've got a feeling this problem's going to start spreading to other police forces around the world.
I think it already has. It just hadn't been discovered yet, if you know
Mhm.
what I mean.
well, it
Mhm.
actually does say in 2018, 8 Argentinian police officers were fired after they blamed mice for the disappearance of half a ton of cannabis from a police warehouse.
Wow.
So, you know, those little mice, they probably just all got in there, just
That could be
put it up on
fun.
their backs and trotted it out. I'm sure that's what happened.
God damn. I didn't know these little rodents loved weed so much.
I didn't
Yeah.
either.
That's
Which
crazy.
Everybody
strain
loves
they,
weed,
pro-
man.
they
Yes.
like the best is my question, you know?
What's
Yeah.
their favorite strain?
Exactly. What is your favorite strain? little
Find out
rat?
in the grow guides.
Exactly. Rats of India's favorite strain.
Yes, right. So we also have an interesting story coming out of Ireland this week because Gino Kenny, one of the guests who have been on the show before, his bill has been released, right, Monkey?
Yeah, Gino Kenny was our guest on episode 53, and Gino is in the news over in Ireland this week. It's an Irish lawmaker has filed a bill to legalize cannabis possession nationwide for adults 18 years and older, but a top government official has already raised concerns about the reform and proposal. Now, Ireland is important to us because, well, we've got a lot of members over at Percy's that are from Ireland. We're very good friends with Martin Condon, and of course, GB was from Ireland. He's no longer on the panel with us, but yes, we still follow Ireland quite a bit here. People Before Profit, TD Gino Kenny introduced a long anticipated legislation on Thursday. It would legalize possession up to 7 grams of cannabis and 2.5 grams of marijuana resin for personal adult use. Now, that's only a quarter of an ounce he's asking for. So
Mhm.
that's not a whole lot here, you know. This is not something that's gonna, if anything, when I read this, I'm saying, you're only gonna allow me to have a quarter of an ounce.
Well, I think the
that's
most
crazy.
important thing is the whole they smell weed and that doesn't entitle them to go searching everything.
Yeah, that comes later on in the article, but you're right. At least that there's that part of it right there.
Mm.
Now, there's a few Irish names in here that I'm going to have a little bit of trouble with. So, you know, I did try a little bit beforehand, but the bill is currently before, and I cannot say this. It looks like Dale Ehrman, and I know I said it wrong. So the lower chamber of Ireland's legislature, it's not clear if lawmakers from competing parties will work to advance it, but a sponsor said that he expects the body to have a wider debate on cannabis this year. It sounds like Gino is basically trying to open up some debate here, which is a good thing because right now there's not a whole lot of debate going on from what we're hearing from Martin and what we've heard from GB and other people in Ireland. Basically, every time this issue comes up, it gets slammed. The bill itself was quite moderate. It's amending an existing legislation that dates back 42 years ago when cannabis was made illegal. 42 years is a long time. Even Keeney admitted this. We need a different narrative in relation to drug reform because criminalizing people for possessions of small amounts of any drug, particularly cannabis, is complete waste of time and resources. Now, we've talked about the war on drugs. It has failed everywhere. I mean, come on, we're still trying to do anything here. They keep putting people in jail and people will not stop. So guess what? He's right. We've said it time and time again. And he said that he thinks there's a groundswell of opinions, not only in Ireland, but across the world for something very different, a different kind of narrative, different type of status quo. And I think he's right about this because everybody in the world right now is saying, well, maybe cannabis isn't so bad right now. Now, the biggest obstacle here Medical cannabis has been legal in Ireland for a long time, but we've heard from people in Ireland how difficult it is to get medical cannabis in Ireland because you still have to be approved by the health ministry. It's not just going to a doctor and getting signed off. The actual head of the government's got to give you permission to use cannabis in your own country, and they have medical cannabis. So this is not a good thing. So I understand what Gino's trying to do here. He's trying to at least let the people of Ireland have some access here. So it's pretty good. Now, meanwhile, Taoiseach Micheál Martin, and yes, I did research that one, who serves as the head of Ireland government, was already signaled that he may represent a barrier to the advancing of the modest reforms, warning about the consequences of glamorizing cannabis. Now, that one right there just hit me. Glamorizing cannabis. We just basically want people to have access. We're not trying to say it's the best thing out there. I mean, we use it for various different things. I'm a medical patient. It works wonders on my aches and pains and helps me sleep at night very well. And you know what? I've replaced every prescription drug with this medicine, and it's working. And my doctors have told me recently, whatever you're doing, keep it up. So I don't think I'm glorifying this. I'm just basically want other people to have access to this information, you know, so.
Don't you love that though?
Mr. Martin here is just kind of maybe overreaching, saying glamorizing.
That doesn't seem like the right term.
What would be a good term?
Good term would it for him to do some fucking research, shut his bitch ass mouth. That's what I
Probably
think.
like normalizing cannabis, you know, because that's what we really want. We just want it to be mainstream to where people aren't afraid to talk about it and ask questions about it.
Right.
And that's really all we're looking for. The former health minister said that he's not necessarily in favor of legalizing low-level possessions, of suggested that considering even a 7-gram limit as an arbitrary measure. He's basically said that, from what I'm reading through the article, is even though this says it is going to decriminalize possession, the bill actually does say that it will not be illegal to possess small amounts of cannabis up to 7 grams. Now, when you word it that way, that it will not be illegal, doesn't that make it legal?
Decriminalized, doesn't it?
Well, I mean, decriminalized basically, the way I always understood it is like, okay, you're not supposed to do this, but it's more like a traffic ticket or a jaywalking ticket. You know, you get a slap on the wrist, told not to do it again, and you're sent on your way. You're not a criminal for doing it. You know, one of those things, a minor crime.
Yeah, you don't end up with a criminal conviction. It's just a fine
Or like a civil ticket, like you said. It's you're not
good way to put it.
For it. Yeah.
Good way to put it. But you know, but the way this bill is worded, it will be full. You know, it will not be a crime to be in possession. Now, I know in the deep South down here, there are several different cities that are popping up. I'm seeing across Texas, Florida, Louisiana. Right now, that cities are popping up and saying, hey, if you're caught in our city with less than this amount, don't worry about it. Our police aren't going to write tickets. Now, has that legalized cannabis, or is that just basically decriminalized it? I call that decriminalization because basically the cops are going to basically say, well, I could write you up, and if you are bad, I still have that right, but at the same time, we're not supposed to write you a ticket. So as long as it's on the books, I consider it decriminalized. And if this actually says that you're not a criminal for possessing 7 grams, I say that's legalization. Either way you split it. But I think that right there is what is going to be the hair that's going to have to be split to go right down the middle here, because Mr. Martin is basically saying that the wording of the bill will make cannabis legal.
Yeah, that's what the end goal is, man. I don't know why they have to just mess around with all these in-between steps. It's going to happen eventually. It's inevitable. So why don't you just fucking get it done?
Right.
I don't understand how any of these politicians can sit there, look at the system that we currently have here in the UK and Ireland, and be like, yeah, everything's going fine. There's no reason to change a thing. It's like, are you fucking serious, man? It's just fucking farce, isn't it?
Well, it sounded like this bill is going to be heading up against a lot of opposition. I hate to say it, but from the other articles that I read on this bill, trying to add a little bit of background on it, it sounds like it's, hey, man, you know, these words are hard to come out of are doomed to fail. You hate to say that dead on arrival kind of thing like that, but there's a lot of people high up in the Irish government that just aren't on board with this thing. And a lot of times when you have the higher ups that aren't on board and the citizens don't have the proper voice, you don't get reform.
John Finnegan just said here in the chat, it's easy, Mackie. They're getting paid to do so. And that's it's the only fucking answer. It's the only thing that makes sense is they're getting fucking money to say, no, don't do it. It's the only, there's nothing else that makes sense, man. Other than just blind ignorance. Even
though this bill is not like leaps and bounds could make Ireland, have a decent cannabis community or anything like that, or cannabis freedom would be a better way to put it. At least if this bill would have been in place years ago, when our good friend Martin Condon was making a food delivery, he wouldn't be in all this legal trouble right now, because he got done up for half a joint.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
and he's been pissed ever since, man.
He has, if put it this way, it's cost Ireland a lot for that half a joint, because Martin's made it known that exactly what happened.
They messed with the wrong motherfucker.
They wouldn't have messed with Martin if this would have been in place. Maybe this is a good first step. I think what Gino's just trying to do is let people see that the world doesn't fall apart if you get a little bit of cannabis in the community.
Yeah.
I've seen it every time I go on vacation to a place that has legal cannabis. It looks like any other town you've ever been to.
Well, you're telling me the sky hasn't fallen?
It just smells a little different.
Yeah. You do see the smells, and like I said, there are dispensaries on the corner, but people still have jobs and life goes on, and it's not all that different than any other city, just they have cannabis.
Yeah, so at least it's a step in the right direction here for Ireland. But let's see what happens, because it's not passed yet. It's only been put forward, right?
It's been put forward, but the thing was, as soon as it was put forward, you had the heads of government coming aboard saying, I don't know about this, which immediately signaled to me big red flags that he's going to have an uphill battle. But in reading the article and then going back on Twitter and reading a couple of things that he had tweeted, it sounds like he basically just trying to get the government to open up a conversation here. And even if he doesn't win, if he can get this conversation rolling and get the right people to testify, I got hope.
Yeah.
So all we can do is hope.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
the more
Ireland,
conversation,
we're rooting
the
for you guys.
Yes. Indeed, man. Good luck to you all. And we'll keep you all informed, obviously, because that's how we roll. And if anything changes over there in Ireland, we'll let you know through the news. So stay tuned. We'll make sure that we'll keep you informed of everything that's going on. But,
yes, indeed.
Yes. Who wants to go next? Do you want to go next, Bubble? Do you want to take yours?
Yeah, sure. Bear with me 1 second. I'll bring that up. So mine runs along that same sort of line that we were talking about there. So we've just had an election down in Victoria. So they're still counting votes, but so far it looks like the Victorian Premier is dampening hopes for cannabis reform post-election. Yeah. So hopes that the Daniel Andrews government would be more open to legalizing recreational cannabis if re-elected on Saturday have been dampened by an interview the Victorian Premier gave to The Guardian on the weekend. Despite Labor preferencing legalised cannabis Victoria second on the ballot in 4 upper house regions, Andrews reiterated his personal opposition to reform. He said, we've got a big mental health reform agenda, and dual diagnosis and drug-induced psychosis is a really significant issue for a percentage of our community at which there is no safe level that you can use that drug.
Oh, I'm sick of hearing that fucking argument. I am.
Yeah.
Does he cite any sources, please?
Of course not. Of course not. So, and it goes a little bit into that down here. So I just think that the two things are inconsistent. I fully accept that many people do not agree with that. So that's from him. Legalised Cannabis Victoria Party Secretary Craig Ellis previously described the preferencing move as a massive shift for Labor, which would lead to meaningful action on cannabis law reform if it wins the election. Responding to Andrew's latest comments on the topic, he said he was disappointed but not surprised. The last thing Dan Andrews wants is for the tabloids to be screaming that he is soft on drugs a few days out from the election. On the one hand, he says he listens to experts when it comes to COVID. I know I've said it. So I'm sorry.
Everybody smoke.
But he
just so happened it's all warmed up. Let's do it.
There's only 2 paragraphs. I'll get through this before I hit this tab. But he ignores them when it comes to cannabis. There's no compelling evidence that cannabis causes psychosis, so to suggest that is just wrong. There is, however, overwhelming evidence that the continuing criminalization of cannabis causes immense harm, Prohibition fills the coffers of organized crime. It provides the link between cannabis and harder drugs and turns otherwise law-abiding Victorians into criminals. Ellis added, hopefully, and with the help of Labor's preferences, there will be a legalised cannabis M2 in the Victorian Parliament to help change the Premier's mind. So, since this article came out, that came out a few days back. Now, he's won. So, Daniel Andrews and the Labor Party look like they're going to take the win. However, it also looks like legalised cannabis in Victoria has managed to score themselves a couple of seats in the upper house. So all going well, that means there's another couple of legalised cannabis candidates in Parliament around Australia. So good news, bad news. I really think that they're just going to have to keep pushing and pushing and pushing. But the more this happens, and the more we get that conversation rolling, the better it's going to be. So, yeah, and as Stonewolf said, it's good news for the federal election. So
there seems to be a little bit more progression there. So some progression in Ireland, some progression in Australia. But Annie just landed in the chat. What's up, Annie? Everybody wave at Annie. Hi, Annie. Oh,
Hey.
hi, Annie.
From the High Ladies podcast, of course. Make sure you check them out, everybody, if you haven't done that already.
Epic show, good stuff.
Indeed. But yeah, man.
Yeah,
So,
anytime they cite that psychosis stuff, Bubble Hawk, I always want to see that. I hear it all the time. I have never seen anybody cite any kind of study saying that this is actually something that's true.
I do like the fact that that Craig Ellis has come out and said, well, how can you follow health advice on one thing and completely ignore it on the other?
Again,
You know
it's
what I
all
mean?
about
Like,
the
it starts
money,
to-
bro. Who's he getting paid by?
Of course, but what it does do is just shows, well, clearly you're biased, and the more people that see that, and the more people we talk to, and the more we get this out to people so they can understand it and see things like this, that's when we're going to start to see change. The more people that turn around and go, well, it's bullshit, all this psychosis shit you're carrying on about, it's bullshit. People are predispositioned to it. All the stuff I've seen, and all the things I've read has been that it's people may be predispositioned to psychosis and have an underlying condition, and any drug will bring that out.
Ad hoc
So it doesn't
ergo
matter.
propter hoc. Correlation does not always equal causation.
Correct.
And it's the opposite as well. It's like many times cannabis has stopped me from losing my fucking mind. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And I've got similar shit in the article which I pulled up from the UK today. I was trying to find some news, and I didn't pull this up because it's such a great news story. I just wanted to point out the bullshit that is in this news story, and it's the same old fucking arguments, man. The same psychosis bullshit. Here we go. I'll read you some of this, right? I'll make sure that I'm over there so I can see it properly. Police boss to argue against cannabis legislation at Cheltenham Conservatives Forum. Academic research now shows that cannabis can cause severe psychological harm, leading to serious depression, pathological sloth. Never heard that one before.
Yeah, what the fuck is that?
Oh,
You can turn into a
Syndrome.
bat, and now you can
Yeah.
turn into a sloth too.
that's
And-
a
I don't
great
want the sloth
slogan,
week, but I
man.
do
You
want
know,
the pathological.
That's a strain
Pathological
name?
sloth.
Strain name.
Oh yeah,
I've
that's
heard of
nice.
that.
Yeah. No, but these listen, psychotic and everybody prepare yourselves. Violent aggression.
Oh,
Come
yes.
on. Now, just
That
reading
is,
the
like,
first fucking
so-
sentence there, you know this is a
I
bullshit
know.
article. What the fuck?
So the opposite with people. You get a little bit of weed and everybody wants to be friends, man.
Absolute fucking joke. Who comes up with this bullshit? Gloucestershire Police and Criminal Commissioner Chris Nelson is due to debate against the legislation of cannabis at a Conservative forum in Cheltenham. Cheltenham Conservatives will debate whether the legislation of cannabis would be beneficial for society at a policy forum at the Victory Club on November the 30th. And Mr. Nelson, who wants cannabis to be reclassified as a Class A drug, will be making the case against legislation. Obviously, he's well informed on the topic. You know, people caught in possession of a Class A drug face up to 7 years in prison and/or an unlimited fine. And there's a few times here that they've started a sentence with the word "and." God damn, it's like the person don't even know how to fucking write. But let's not go on a fucking tangent here. And Mr. Nelson recently raised concerns about emerging medical evidence which shows the long-term impact of cannabis, particularly from high-strength variants like skunk. And again, it's like, let's see these
High-strength
fucking
variants
studies.
like
You know,
off, right?
mind-altering super skunk.
Anyone that says that is immediately discredited. You know, skunk.
Yeah.
Fuck off.
Fucking, yeah, pathological sloth, great
The
band
best thing
name
you've got
indeed.
is skunk. My gosh, yeah.
You sound pretty angry about it, Mackie. Yeah, I'm fucking pissed off about it, man. It's fucking, this is ridiculous.
That's his inner sloth coming out.
Yeah,
love
yeah.
that he
It
sees
makes me
it.
violently rage. It's all this cannabis. You know?
He talks about academic research, but I'd like to see him cite his sources because
Mhm.
this whole gateway drug, harder drugs, that's like the same bullshit I got in high school during those DARE programs and
Mhm.
stuff. It's like, it's
Yeah.
been discredited a long time ago.
So we have here academic research now shows that cannabis can cause severe psychological harm, leading to serious depression, and the word of the day, pathological sloth, psychosis, and violent aggression. The Tory PCC said in a recent blog post. It can also affect your DNA. Listen to this bit. Oh my God, I read this and I was like, this is the story I'm fucking reading.
Wow.
It can also affect your DNA, leading to birth defects similar to those caused by thalidomide. Are you fucking serious?
They're gonna have birth defect babies if you smoke weed.
You know what I mean? What the
Nah.
fuck? What a load of bullshit.
No, my missus smoked up to the time she was pregnant.
Wow.
Kids are smart. They're doing well. They're fine.
You know,
You know what? I have to admit, I was 20 when I had my first kid, and I may have smoked a little bit at the very beginning. And the only birth defect she has is being fucking awesome. So
you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
There you go, man.
God, it's
Yeah.
a fucking farce, man. And it also
It's funny
says
how
the smoking while pregnant also causes cancer and premature aging and increases the number of road deaths if drivers are under the influence. While illegal drugs are also behind much of the crime that blights our communities, the cost to the NHS and society is
Who wrote
immeasurable.
this, man. Jesus Christ.
Well, if they resubmit this article as a research paper with footnoted, where did you get your sources
Right.
from here? Then maybe we'll read it and debunk it. But right now, is
Yeah.
it even worth it?
But
what academic research is he quoting? Like,
absolutely none. He's never read a book in his life. He don't even know
Yeah.
what academic research is. This tool.
Something that he
God
heard a
damn.
friend if somebody else told him or something like that's what he quoted. Yeah.
Now, how about this line here? Time and again, people complain to me about the antisocial behavior caused by the cannabis and its pervasive stench.
The
And
reason
what?
they're anti-social is because it's the pervasive stench. We stay to ourselves.
Oh man, it's who
It's
cares if it
antisocial
fucking smells,
because-
man? It can't be. You can't make something illegal just because it fucking smells, for fuck's sake.
yeah, because
Yeah, but
based on that,
sounds like-
cigarettes should be illegal because they
Mm.
There you
stink.
go. I was
Mhm.
going to go right there. And have you ever smelled anything after like a ginormous outside party like Mardi Gras? Maybe alcohol should be illegal too. My gosh, this
Pretty
stench.
sure bad smells are subjective, so you can say everything
Mhm.
smells bad.
That's
mean,
true.
TG loves cat piss. I don't so much. You know?
Yeah. Yeah, I have it written down right here for one of my strains.
But you know, it's like
Yes.
you got to make sure that you got to
Yes.
pass a law to make sure everybody showers every day. Because if you stink, it's gonna be upsetting people, and you're gonna be arrested for it. Because being stinky is obviously offending people. So come on, man, how far do you take this shit? So what? It smells. Some people don't enjoy it. Some people do.
No,
That's just the
this
way it is. There's
person-
no reason for something to be illegal.
This article, he just basically started listing anything you could think about here. There's no research. There's no foundation in any of that, Mackie.
Right, so here, to finish off this article here, it says, to be clear, this is not a response to increased criminality or detections in Gloucester, but it's a wider national policy initiative to recognise the long-term dangers to health caused by cannabis and have that graded appropriately. It is aimed at promoting discussion to ensure that there is a fair and consistent approach on these issues and consequences nationally. Thank you, police officer, for being a hero and protecting us all from this very dangerous drug we know as cannabis.
That's
It-
crazy.
Flumidomide, you know. Flumidomide. It's, I just
I
don't know
like
what
that.
to say, man. It's baffling. It's baffling. Who comes up with this shit? Do they not have these articles checked by somebody who knows what they're talking about before they write it?
Yeah, but Hillbilly Herb had it. You know, it's smoking mids that causes the pathological slothism.
Oh, that's what it is. You know, it was pathological sloth, then that's a great name for a YouTube channel. That is.
You had to
There you
do
go.
something with that name, yeah.
Annie had
Yeah.
it right. That's a band name. Pathological
I was gonna say,
sloths.
does anybody know when they're dropping their LP? Is that
Jack Johnson,
Exactly.
that's the name for your next album, bro.
The pathological sloths.
If I was in a stoner doom metal band, Pathological Sloth would be the fucking name to have.
Yeah. I was
Well,
thinking
that's
that
one
it's a great
positive.
metal name.
One
Yeah.
positive from this article is somebody's going to become Pathological Sloth as a band and make it big.
Yeah, don't forget about
grab
us.
that name.
You know what I'm
That's a
saying?
good name.
But yeah,
Otherwise, I think the academic research came straight out of the 80s. So,
damn, maybe even the
Hashtag
70s.
Pathological Sloth.
yeah.
Let's get that going.
God damn. So, a good article, man. It's a very strange one. I don't know how they let this shit pass sometimes. Who the fuck comes
It
up
just
with this
looked like
shit?
they went off and like, let's rate the most extreme shit of all
Mhm.
time, like in this
Clickbait.
day and age. And
Clickbait.
yeah, fucked.
Fucked. Just when I read that, because I was thinking this is a decent article. I think I'll put this on it there. You know, the psychological bullshit. But then when they said it was compared to flumidomide in any fucking way, it's like, yeah, that pushed me over the edge. That's absolutely ridiculous, man. Nobody's being born with no arms and legs because their mother smokes some fucking weed, for fuck's sake. God damn. Anyway, so we have one more news story there from TG. What are you saying, TG?
Yeah, no, my news story is it's a funny one to me. So I'll read it and then we'll talk about it. How's that? It's
Let's
from
do it.
CTV News, and the title is Canadians have lost more than $131 billion investing in cannabis companies, according to Firm.
Whoa.
Right? It's a big number.
Mm-hmm.
Really big
It is large. Yes. It's huge.
And you know, with that number, you know, it depends on, I guess, how they came to that. And I don't know, I think the article goes into it a little bit here. So yeah, Canadians who invested in cannabis companies have lost more than $131 billion, according to data collected by the law firm Miller Thomson, which calculated the total losses of 183 publicly traded and licensed cannabis producers. It's a staggering number that, if divided equally between an estimated 3 million active investors, would equate to each of them losing $43,000. Larry Ellis, a lawyer with the firm, points out to CTV National News that he doesn't know of many Canadian investors who can afford to lose $40,000 individually. From high times to large swaths of an industry now going up in smoke. Oh yeah, good one, guys. The money lost is just one example of the current state of the Canadian cannabis industry. Many are now pointing the finger at the federal government's rollout of legalization, while noting that the black market is thriving. Levon Costagnon, probably, thought he'd found the perfect location for his retail cannabis shop on a busy pedestrian street in downtown Toronto. He opened his doors in September 2021, and 12 months later was forced to close. Costagnon says he has another 3 years on his lease. With a rent of $6,000 a month, he admits that bankruptcy may be the only way to get out of here. He spent nearly $300,000 on his retail store, with his family lending him the bulk of the money.
Oof.
Licensing cost him $10,000 for the location. Then I had all my renovations, which was about $150,000. Then I had rent and operating costs at $60,000. Then I had an inventory of $50,000. So we're already at $280,000, and that's not including payrolls for employees and overhead like that. Costagnon told CTV National News. That's hella expensive.
Mhm.
Downtown Toronto is like probably really expensive, right? I don't know too much about the real law. And that's one of the stereotypes, is super expensive Toronto real estate. So yeah, that's quite steep. When he picked his location, there was a black market cannabis shop two doors from his own, but he figured it would be closed quickly, or that the government would adjust their legislation to allow him to compete with an unregulated store that continues to offer much more potent edible products.
That's his first problem right there. He was relying on the government to do something.
Yeah,
I completely agree. Yeah. But yeah, That never happened is the next line. From my perspective, I did everything. I applied for all the licenses. I did everything. Why should I go bankrupt? Constantine asked. The store next door sees a steady stream of customers and is able to sell cannabis products free of government regulations and taxes. They've done nothing to shut them down. Right now, there is no point opening a store. I mean, there's too much competition. The margins are very low, Constantine added. Currently in Toronto, there are more weed stores than Tim Hortons. That's crazy. There's a lot of Tim Hortons. We love that shit.
It's the same at my town.
Yeah.
Yep.
Ellis has helped dozens of cannabis companies reorganize their businesses as they fight to stay afloat. It's an industry that has been created by the Canadian government and frankly set up to fail, Ellis said. CTV National News gained access to a 10,000 square foot unregulated grow up in Southern Ontario. I like they still call it grow up, you know, it's like call it a garden, you know, I mean, or something. Grow up is kind of, I don't know, funny still. Anyway, we were taken inside for a tour inside where, we were taken for a tour inside where roughly 1,600 plants are in various stages of growth. Every few months, a crop is harvested and a new one is planted. Paul Maris calls the space a cooperative medical marijuana facility and claims that the flower that's coming out of this medical environment is no different than what's coming out of a licensed facility. The only governance that's needed to make it to any customer shelf in the retail market is a certificate of analysis.
Oh, I was just about to get my violin out, but you know, strings broke on it.
Yeah. Maris says that thousands of plants are allowed to be grown at the sprawling operation using medical marijuana licenses issued to just 4 individuals by the federal government. He says that the cannabis facility is shared with medicinal users who pay only a quarter of the price to have their plants grown here instead of buying product from a licensed producer or retailer. And however, there are concerns being shared that the eye-opening amount of cannabis grown using medical licenses at some facilities is finding its way to the unregulated market, which is the age-old argument. When you see the volumes that these various medical growers are producing, it's a decent instinct to think that it's going somewhere else, Ellis said. And Maris disagrees. I don't know of this black market you're speaking of. I know of medical patients that are supported from cooperatives like this, he said. Maris admits he's been growing marijuana for more than 2 decades, long before legalization, and as a result has a criminal record. I had to go away to serve time for conspiracy to traffic cannabis, and it's inhibited me from owning any more than 10% of a cannabis business, he said. Yeah, that's kind of shitty, or it is really shitty. Maris believes that it's individuals such as himself who have the knowledge to help make Canada's marijuana market viable for the future, and he's calling on the federal and provincial governments to loosen their restrictions on who gets to participate in the country's so-called legal system. Currently, a long overdue review of Canada's Cannabis Act is underway. The federal government claims part of their focus is to cultivate a diverse and competitive legal industry made up of small and large players to displace the illicit market. Though for Constantine and so many other small retail business owners, any legislative changes to the Cannabis Act are simply too late. Hundreds of independent retail shops are expected to close across the country this year. And as he packs his final boxes and locks his door for good, Constantine doesn't mince words. I got screwed by the government 100%. The number of illegal stores keeps increasing. The number of legal stores keeps decreasing. So what was the point of all this if it's not working?
It's sad because, you know, you don't want to see a guy on his ass like this. You know, he tried to set up a legitimate business and it didn't work out because the government made stupid fucking rules in the first place, man.
Yeah, but he also didn't do his due diligence, man. Like if you're going to open a store, check your market. Like if the market's already flooded, you've got to understand you're not going to make the money that you think you're going to make.
And if there's a fucking shop 2 doors down, come on, like, bro.
and then you're hoping the government's going to do something about it. Come on, like seriously, not happening, man.
Yeah,
I think half of it's him having a whinge, and the other half is a problem. You know what I mean?
I agree with the overregulation thing, and probably that's why it's tough to compete. I don't think the illicit market's ever going to go away. You know, even if it was, you know, really good legally and easy, and people will make all kinds of money in their selection and stuff. It's just the nature of the plant.
Yeah, and there's an illicit market for alcohol and tobacco still. You know, even though you can go buy that shit legally, there's still some guy selling it for a little bit cheaper without tax involved, behind I don't know,
You know,
behind the bike
I-
sheds or something, you know.
For sure, for sure. And I would say the proportion like of people who drink alcohol probably, it's not a high percentage that use that other illicit option. But with cannabis, I would postulate that it would be much higher just because it's so ingrained in like everywhere. We've always done this, and it's a plant that we can grow in our basement and you can come and see and all that kind of shit. The very small scale black market will always persist. So yeah, it's like I don't like the finger pointing at the illicit part of this. I think it's the government's fault for regulating it in such a way that it's not competitive, and that needs to change before
Absolutely.
anything can be better here. But just to say arrest everybody, and once you get rid of all the stores, that's just basically saying give us a monopoly so we can sell whatever the fuck we want to people and have no competition. Because there's a reason people go back to their old dealers and shit, because they know the quality is good, they know it's consistent, more or less,
And what's
if
with
they're
this
used to
bullshit?
it.
Like he was locked up, so he's only allowed to own 10% of a cannabis business.
Right.
Mm.
That
What's
too.
that? What's that? What the fuck is that about?
It's it's a vetting thing, I guess. Initially they were doing like big background checks to make sure you weren't part of organized crime. I think maybe they still do, I'm not too sure. Like I was actually just down at the police station I had all 10 of my fingerprints taken because I have to get security cleared for my job.
The
And,
fuck?
Like, yeah, you're like on the record like big time. And it's they thought that was a good measure to keep organized crime from happening again, even though, as we've seen over the past 4 years, there's been tons of white collar fucking crime, legal weed people doing illegal shit all the time, whether it's fucking with cooking the books in terms of stock stuff, or just literally growing illegal plants like Can Trust fucking did. So that
There's
didn't help.
so much ignorance, man.
But he's right, though, that these people like that obviously operate a 1600 plant grow and grow fire because they're the ones providing, some of it probably, I don't know where it goes. Maybe some of it goes to the illicit market. Maybe it doesn't. I can't speak to that because I'm not there. But it comes from somewhere, right, in the illicit market, and wherever that comes from is good. So whoever's growing that stuff is good at it. And a lot of those people are the people like this guy that tried to get in and can't because they have a fucking record or whatever. So I don't know. I mean, what do you want, right?
Yeah, that's it. Like I said, man, it's shit to see somebody struggling and having to declare bankruptcy because of this shit. But that's the way it goes, man. That's the way the cookie crumbles.
I'm not shitting on that guy. That sucks. But it's like, yeah, we need to
make a system that's fair for everybody, and it isn't just going to cause problems for people at the end of the day, because that's what keeps happening.
Yeah,
it's some bullshit, man. But yeah, bit of a shit news story. I mean, it's been reasonably good this week, though. I mean, a lot of mice getting high, and rats. That's good.
Yeah.
Well, we can talk about the toad lickers. I mean,
I still laugh at that shit,
Yes.
and I like that. What was it? The sloth thing.
Oh yeah, pathological sloth.
Sloth. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I like that title myself. Yes.
Creative genius there from the police officers in the UK for a change. For a change.
Maybe I'll need to have some shirts made up. Pathological sloth.
And it should be like a rat eating a shitload of ganja.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? But yeah, some interesting shit going on around the world. I don't think we have much forum news to cover this week, do we?
We do have a final winner on the plant of the month for
oh, cool.
October. We had to do a runoff because we had two plants that were tied with it, but we did have shown up that did actually, he had 2 more votes than the second place on it, but we did get a clear winner on the runoff. So congratulations to Shown Up.
Congratulations,
for, winning
bro.
Plant of the month.
Nice.
I'll get that bling assigned ASAP.
Very cool. Well done, bro.
Yes.
And any more news? I don't think there's any more news to not that I can think of. Anyway, Artman was on some show earlier, so I'll drop that link over on the forum later on. So if anybody wants to go and see the show that Artman was involved in, then you can head over to the forum and see it. Of course, we have the giveaways that are going on for the next 3 shows, this show and 2 more after this one. where you can win some seeds from phenoseeds.com, where you can win $50 voucher and a $75 voucher. So you can go and pick whichever strain you like, and we'll be discussing strains in the grow guide section of this show. So maybe you can get some ideas from that section of the show later on. But for now, I think that's it. I think that's all of the news. And any news to add, anybody? We good? We'll go to that intro section then and get a wheel spin going on, I think.
Oh yeah, we gotta get a line in. Draw the line.
Yes. You turn that
Legal
into a
hash
cough.
with that. After I just bitch about the legal market and shit.
Man, so I got a nice
Funny.
cup of coffee here.
What a
All
hypocrite.
right. I guess, Marge, could you give us a word that everybody's going to have to type in chat in order to get entered in this wheel? And they're going to have to type this after I draw the line.
Right. I would love to. And today's word is rats.
Nice, Marge. Nice.
I thought we were going to get
I would
sloth there
appreciate
for a
that.
minute, but yeah.
Well, I was thinking pathological sloth, but that's too long to write.
Yeah, it's too long. Too
Should have
long.
made it that actually, maybe, but too long.
Wait until Monkey's drawn the line, everybody. Don't get
Yeah.
carried away just yet.
Yeah, we got some eager beavers already.
Mhm.
Yeah, I know it. They're going to have to re-enter their
That's
rats
right.
line after I get the line in. I'm waiting for Mackie to get the wheel already. We're
The
not
wheel's
really
up.
rushed here.
The wheel's up.
All right. Well, damn, there's the line then.
That's the line. Let's put it in. Let's see
Let's
that
do
line
it.
get drawn. It's time.
All right. I got a few of them. You ready? We'll start with a few of them. We got, come on, machine. Boy, they're coming in so fast. I got to stop them. I got Phil.
Yeah,
Fill me
look at
bowls.
it go.
Right,
Well,
Phil
that's-
Meatballs.
Everybody wants these things.
Right, we got Phil. Yes.
Wait a minute. I
Got
have to
one.
find my line again. It came in so fast. Ah, dear, I found my line. Good grief. I never expected them to
Oh,
come
this
that
one's for
fast.
$50, by the way, everybody. We do the 75
Yeah.
at the end of the show, so this is for a $50 voucher to be one to
Alright.
be spending over at phenoseeds.com. And big shout out there to Pheno Seeds for sponsoring this show. Massively appreciated, man. So, and I hope everybody enjoys the wheel spin. Let's get this shit
And
done.
so would this be $50 US, Mackie?
Yeah, $50 US.
Excellent.
Cool.
Okay,
No,
so
not
next-
Australian, because that's only about a tenner, isn't it?
About 50p, mate.
There you
Still
go.
stronger than the pound nowadays, bro.
Yeah.
You know, it wasn't too long ago where I could make the joke like, you know, the pound sterling, real money, and now it's like I'll never say that again. It's
No. When the dollar caught the pound, I'm saying, ooh, that's bad.
you know, ooh,
Yeah.
that was shut him up. That's what you're thinking.
Exactly. And it did.
Right. Anyway, well, Fill Me Bones. Who's next?
Okay, Green Slayer.
Green Slayer. Oh, I spelled that wrong. But we know who you are. Okay. Yes. You want to keep reading out, Monkey? Where's he gone?
I'm right here. My stupid mic got muted. Okay. Yeah, Phil Me Bowls, Green Slayer, Backblast,
Yeah.
Nightski.
Knights
Yeah.
Tea. What was it? I got it somewhere on my list here. Night
Yeah.
Ski. Yeah. Okay.
And then Annie's going to be on here too from Hi Ladies.
Annie, what's up, Annie?
Okay, then Roy Dugan.
Roy Duggan.
Yeah, 420 Cookies.
420 Cookies.
Stone Wolf.
Stone Wolf.
Mr. Green.
Mr. Green.
Chilbert.
Chilbert.
Savans.
Sevens. Yep.
Bundertaker.
Undertaker.
Shownuff.
Show enough.
Banana Pharma.
Banana. BANANAS. Yeah. Wouldn't it be more interesting if like Gwen Stefani made that tune but spelled a difficult word like necessary? You know, so we all know how to spell fucking something useful. Anyway, Banana
That would
Farmer.
be actually nice. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm just kind of like having to find my spot again because this thing jumped. There it is. Where is Banana Farmer? Where was he last?
Show
People-
enough.
Fuck
They
that.
weren't real nice to me. They put rats in there so many times. It's hard enough to find back exactly where I was.
Yeah, I've counted at least 5 from Annie.
It's like, my gosh. So going back and finding exactly here's the line. I found it again. Okay. Where's Banana Farmer? Here he is. Okay, Casso.
Casso.
All right. Then we have Collective Mary Jane.
Collective. I'm just gonna call Collective MJ. Okay.
Okay, Dave Leo.
Dave Leo, what's up, bro?
Hillbilly Herb.
Hillbilly Herb.
Fire Top.
Fire top. What's up, bro?
I think you've already got Savans in there.
Yeah, got Savant. Yeah.
Gellert.
Gellert.
Yes. Hillbilly Herb you already got.
Mhm.
Noxie.
Noxie, what's up, bro?
Then you got Mick S.
Nick S.
Fuck. I can...
Followed by South Silly.
South Silly.
Dr. Green Thumb.
Dr. GT. Yeah, man.
Rob Champ.
Rob Champ.
Do you have Mr. Green yet?
Yeah, Mr.
Yeah.
Green, I think we have.
I
Yeah.
thought, okay, because I having to double check these. Sparky.
Sparky.
Namargun.
Namargon.
Artman.
Hold on, sorry. Artman. Yep.
I know you have Annie. I think you have Green Slayer. I'm not sure.
Yep.
Okay, Billy Bonds.
Ugh. Yep.
Siab.
Siab. Okay.
Okay, you got Coffee Pot in there yet?
Coffee pot. No, we haven't, but there we
All
go.
right. And he's back at it again. John Finnegan. And he's back in again. My
Stop
gosh,
it, Annie.
You really want the prize, don't you? It's not only her though, because a few more are coming up here. 420 cookies.
420 cookies already in.
Okay, Arnie's Carpa.
Arnie's Carpa.
All right, got Green Slayer's already in. Night Ski's in. John
Yep.
Finnegan's in. Artman's in. Firetop's in. In. Fweech.
Wheat, bro.
I better smoke this hash. Fuck.
Really?
Freaking place here.
Faded
Fuck.
Zayden.
This stuff is hard.
Faded Zayden. Okay.
Let's see. Faded Zayden.
Stone Wolf. Is Stone Wolf in yet?
I think Stoney's in there. I think it was early. Where am I?
Yeah,
Zesty Air.
Zesty Air. Yep.
Okay. Am I missing anybody else, guys?
Okay,
Woody.
so Woody. Okay. I'm going to read through this. If you don't hear your name, then make sure you enter it again. All right, everybody? Here we go. We got Filmy Bowls, Green Slayer, Backblast, Night Ski, Annie from the High Ladies podcast, Roy Duggan, 420 Cookies, Stone Wolf, Mr. Green, Chilbert, Savans, Undertaker, Show Enough, Banana Farmer, Casso, Collective Mary Jane, Dave Leal, Hillbilly Herb, Firetop, Gellert, Noxie, Mick S, South Philly, Dr. GT, Rob Champ, Sparky, Namargon, Artman, Billy Bonds, Siab, Coffee Pot, John F, that's John Finnegan, Arnie Scarpa, Fweech, Faded Zayden, Says the Air, Woody. Is there anybody missing?
No doubt someone is, but
Yes. So if you didn't
they were not having any pity on me there.
If we didn't read your name out there, everybody, if anybody's out there didn't have their name put on
Okay,
the
I got
list, then-
Lone Star.
Lone Star, what's up, man?
Lone Star Lark.
Okay.
Detroit River Rats.
Woo!
Detroit River Rat.
That
Yeah, yeah.
goddamn river rats.
I'm telling you, man.
That's what we used to call the people who win on the river. Then they're playing Texas Hold'em poker. Like, it's all good, you know, nobody's got the flush. It's all good. And then the river rat, pow, there's the flush. Motherfucker, you shouldn't be in the hand anyway, river rats. But yeah, fucking river rats. Not you, Detroit river rats, you know, just river rats in general. Anybody else?
Jesus Christ, this hash is strong. Fuck. Just staring at shit, you know?
Nice.
Like,
Isn't that fun though? Your mind just gets locked on one thing and you just
yeah.
deep in thought for a while.
I
I
don't
was
even
like-
know what's going on.
I was like 3D printed a Glock to see how far homemade guns have. And that's what I stared at for like fucking 5 minutes. Just a 3D printed Glock.
So there we go. We'll give it a few more minutes. If anybody wants to enter, then let us know. Just type rats in the
Why
chat.
do I have that on my suggestions? Fuck.
I was just watching you in the chat while we were going through the news stories. And when Mackie got to me, I was thinking he might want to go TG first, but fuck it, I'll just let him struggle.
Oh, we did that last week, didn't we? We've got a Tatum Vision there. That's another one, right? You see it? Tatum Vision.
Where in the fuck?
Yeah, I see it.
I
And
smoked this
faded, we
hash.
got Faded Zayden already, didn't we?
Yeah, we got Faded Zayden.
Yeah, where he's in. I
Faded
remember
Zayden.
reading him.
Let me just see to make sure. Yeah, there we go. Below Fweech
Yeah.
and above Zesty. Yeah. Just spelt different. That's it. John Coffey, like to drink, just not spelt the same. We know what movie that is, right? Everybody knows what movie that is.
Rain Mob.
Oh, everybody knows that one. Alphabetical. It's not alphabetical. No, we haven't put it in
Stuffed
alphabetical.
French toast. Ooh.
Yes,
Really?
anybody else? We'll give it a few more minutes and, we'll spin it on the 420. So we should be rolling something up by now. Don't forget to hit that like button, everybody. Hit the like.
Oh,
And there
So I've
will
got
be
it up.
another spin at the end of the show as well for $75. So make sure you stay tuned. We're going to go through the grow guides and then we'll do another one at the end of the show as well. So stay tuned for that.
Get you some nice seeds from there from come on, what is the name of this place? Genetics. Oh gosh,
Pheno-
Brainlock.
Huh?
Pheno Seeds. There you go.
Pheno Seeds. Yeah.
That's Brainlock. I have too many bags of Zittles.
Nice.
yeah.
Holy.
Be
this
careful
is
on the
good
zittles, it'll do that.
stuff.
Remember
It does,
that-
man. It just blank, like TG said, you just stare at something for a while.
Do you remember that
Yeah.
advert where the guy touched things and it turned to Skittles? Do you remember that advert? No? That's a definite no.
No, I remember
Don't mind
where
me.
he had a disease that gave him Skittles pox, and he gave it to other people by touching them. Is that the one you're talking about?
No, it's just a advert about Skittles, man.
Same thing. Advert.
An advertisement. I'm going to load up this mighty here. See, Shonoff remembers it. You know what I'm saying? Shonoff. That's good shit. And he tries to pick up the phone, and the phone turns to Skittles, and then he's pissed off, so he slams his hands down on the desk, and then, excuse me, the desk turns to Skittles as well. You see? Remember?
I guess
No.
it means the only thing he could
Oh,
ever
I
eat is
think I-
Skittles.
Yeah, everything he changes. It's not just the desk one. He does other stuff as well, doesn't he?
Oh,
Yeah.
maybe I don't remember that now.
You remember? It was just so long ago.
Yeah.
There were so many good adverts back in the day. Remember the Budweiser adverts where people would pick up the phone and be like, "What the?" Remember that shit? Remember?
We had
Budweiser
one
shit.
here, and it was for a beer company, and it was called the song, from the 90s that came out. I'm not gonna sing it.
Do
but
it,
was
Bubble Hog. Do it.
No,
Yeah,
I
come
can't
on.
because I won't do it justice. You'll go, I have no idea what that song is, so it's not
Maybe
true.
let us
But
decide.
anyway, the idea was that they set up like hundreds of people, and they, you know how they do the marching band thing where they move and make shapes and stuff like that as they're
Mhm.
moving.
Yeah.
It was like that, but it was this guy, like they made it. Some of them were a beer in a hand, and then the rest of them were like people in a field, like an actual bloke, and it's like pouring the beer into his mouth and that to the sound of the song. I'll never forget that. That and another beer one where it was a tongue that, like, this guy's tongue fell out and then went searching across a party to pick up a beer.
Men Down Under, Chilbert said. Is that correct?
I don't know.
Don't know.
I'll have to have a look.
Green Slayer seems to know the one you're talking about, I think. Too many shrooms. Is that a thing? Well, you hit more than 5 grams of then shrooms and then try telling me that it isn't a thing.
There you go. It was a Carlton ad. That's the one. It was a Carlton mid, I think.
Damn. Adverts were wicked back in the day. Now we're all stuck with that. Granny, I got the job. Fucking hell. I hate that fucking advert, man. Oh, you clever thing. Shut up. Get the fuck off. You all know what I'm talking about. Fucking hate that advert. God damn. So many adverts on YouTube nowadays. But if you use Brave nowadays, I have my Brave browser just up on the side because I don't have everything saved on the Brave browser like I do my Google. And then if I come across a YouTube video that I want to see, then I just right click, copy link, and I paste it into my Brave browser and I don't get the ads. It's like, fuck you.
You don't get ads on Brave?
No, you don't get ads on Brave, man. They don't track you the same. So if you want to watch a YouTube video without ads, either watch High and Homegrown because we don't put ads on ours, or just go through Brave.
That is so interesting because I use Brave all the time. That's my main web browser. But
All right. Do you get ads then?
also, honestly, I've never noticed because a lot of the times when I open YouTube, except for the show, I'm on my phone,
Right.
and it's the YouTube app, which
Right.
means there's definitely ads.
You'd
But I'm
notice,
gonna
man.
try that
There's
tonight.
so many ads on YouTube nowadays.
Yeah, no, I
It's
know. It's a
loads,
pain in the
man.
ass.
Do you remember the
Oh.
days when YouTube didn't have ads? Remember? I do.
No, I don't.
Mhm, I do.
I remember when YouTube first came
Yeah.
out, man. And we was like, have you seen this new site, this YouTube?
I mean, I'm lying.
Oh,
of
the
course.
videos were dire back in the day, man. It was just
Mhm.
garbage. People just filming themselves sitting there doing nothing. Like,
Remember them
what
two
is
guys on the
this?
boat, and it's like
Oh, shit.
headed towards the like a little ledge, and the guy's like,
Mhm.
"Hey man, that go down." It's like, "No, don't go down. It's cool." It's like, "Hey man, it go down." It's fucking classic video, man. Because his friend, like he thinks he knows the river, and he just goes down in the steep, like I don't know. He's obviously not a hill because it's on a fucking river, but just a steep slope. And they all jump out the boat all scared and shit. It's fucking funny advert. I love that one. It's not advert, it's just a video. But yes, good one. So many good videos
Seen-
out there.
Seen llamas with hats, Mackie?
No, I haven't seen that.
Llamas with hats. That sounds like something I'd watch.
You've got to have seen the Screaming Goat compilations, right?
Yeah,
Man,
Yeah,
this
they
is like
crack me up. I love them.
this one's like homicidal, or a homicidal llama and his friend.
I haven't seen that.
It's pretty
one.
good. It's pretty good. When you get a chance, look it up.
Yeah.
Llamas with hats.
Remind me after the show. Llamas with hats. Sounds like a
Okay.
worthy
Yeah.
watch. You know what I'm
It's
saying?
gonna be up all night watching llamas with hats.
Yeah, remember all the cat videos? Remember that lawyer on the Zoom call?
I promise I'm not a cat.
You know, I am here live.
Really?
I'm not a
Really?
cat.
Oh yes, I
I
do.
promise I'm not a cat.
Like really, we wouldn't have guessed. Shit, man. Oh,
That was like, yeah, a legit lawyer who's in some kind of like deposition or something like that.
Yeah, his
Like,
daughter left the filter on.
mhm.
he was in a
No,
serious meeting. And
Funny.
you don't know how to change it.
Man.
Night Sky's seen it by the look of things.
Night Sky, what's he say? Carl. Oh, is that the
Yeah.
llama thing?
That's part of the llama thing. Yeah. So I was saying, it looks like he's seen it, which is good.
Man.
Well, they have seen it, I should say.
There's a good chance that I've seen pieces of it thrown in somewhere else if it's that popular, you know.
It was pretty obscure, but it's a funny one.
We've got
It's
4
almost like
minutes
that
until
salad
4:20 as
fingers.
well, everybody. Make sure you're all rolled up and ready to go for the spin because we'll be spinning this dead on 4:20. So if you still haven't got your name in, then drop your name in the chat now. Make sure you type rats, and then we'll add you to the wheel.
Right at 4:20. Like, how's your clock situation doing over there, Mackie?
I'm on 16 minutes past. What's yours saying?
Yeah,
Okay,
we're
so
about right.
We're the same.
Cool. Because it's done automatically now via internet. 17. It just changed. Is that cool?
I know you just discovered that recently too. It's kind of funny.
Actually, yours is a little bit faster than mine. Mine's still on 16.
Yeah, same.
Mine
Fuck's
too.
sake. Fuck's sake. God damn.
Mackie, you're in a time warp over
I'm
there.
telling
I
you.
think he is.
Just moving at a
Time
different
bubble.
speed or something. I don't know.
He's like 30 seconds ahead of us in time.
You better get it right.
Yeah. It's the UK, man. We're fucked over here. Nothing can happen over here that's correct. It's all fucked.
So holy. I just want to say thanks again to Marge. I just smoked this hash he sent me. Did you know he sent me
Yeah,
hash?
you're welcome.
He did, right?
I'm surprised I kept a lot of the hash for myself, but
Yeah, that's what I thought. You like your hash, but this
Yeah.
stuff, it's called stuffed French toast.
yeah,
Who made it? The Hash Rookie.
hash
um,
Ricky.
That was the entry here at the Karma Cup, and this stuff actually does have this kind of like, I'm not gonna say it tastes like fucking bakery, 'cause that's bullshit, but like it does kind of have this, like the way that bread smells, that fullness. That's kind of a sensation I got when I smoked it. It's very
Nice.
I've had weed like that before. It's good.
Did we
Yeah.
get Brian in? I'm sure we did get Brian in. Let me just
Oh,
check.
that's really good. Yeah.
Don't see Brian on the list here, actually. Gonna read through it one more time. Filmy Bowls, Green Slayer, Backblast, Night Ski, Annie, Roy Duggan, 420 Cookies, Stonewolf, Mr. Green, Chilbert, Savons, Bundertaker, Shownuff, Banana Farmer, Casso Collective, MJ, Dave Leal, Hillbilly Herb, Firetop, Gellert, Noxie, Mick S, South City, Dr. GT, Rob Champ, Sparky, Namargon, Artman, Billy Bonds, Syab, Coffee Pot, John F, Arnie Scarpa, Fweech, Faded Zayden, Zesty Air, Woody, Lone Star, Detroit, River Rats, Tatum Vision. No, we didn't get Brian on. Did Brian type it? I'm checking Brian. No, you have to type rats, Brian. You have to type rats. Last couple of minutes, type rats. Oh, there he did. Yeah, I've got you, Brian. I will add you now, sir. Here we go. Brian
Oh,
Post.
this is wonderful hash.
Well
Nice.
spotted there, bro. We got Sean Brooks. What's up, Spab? Ages ago. Yes, Shawnee Knight is in there too. So let's get Sean Brooks and Surely Not. Only 1 minute left. I think it's time to draw that line. Anybody else? Going. And I'm just
You
going to
gotta
sit
go
here
to-
in silence.
You've got to wait to 21, mate, because everyone else is a minute behind. You remember?
No, they're about 30 seconds. That's all. About 30 seconds. That's all. I'm sure. There, it's 4:20 by my clock. So everybody smoke.
You can smoke twice. Your clock and my clock.
Entries closed. Monkeys
That's
called
right.
it there. Okay. Right. So let's get that.
Hey,
wheel
somebody's
back
got to
on the
call it
screen.
sometime.
There we go, everybody. Let's have a look. See the wheel?
Yes.
Should we do it then?
Ooh.
A lot of
Tell-
names on it this week,
We
man.
got 43 for this one. And don't forget, we're going to do another spin at the end of the show for $75. $75 US dollars to spend at phenoseeds.com. So go and check out there. You see if any of the strains that we talk about in the Grow Guide section are over there. You might be able to get yourself some of those. But I think we're ready. Let's do this countdown. Are we all ready?
Ready?
Marge, do you want to do
Alright.
the countdown?
Whoa.
Yes. 5, 4, 3, 2, rats.
Rats. Okay, we're
You're
going.
supposed to spin it.
Here we go. What's it gonna be? Ooh, it's Dr. Green Thumb.
Nice one.
Nice.
Congratulations.
There you
right now.
Congratulations, bruh. Let me just write this.
Green thumb.
$50 Dr. GT. Contact me after the show over on Percy's Grow Room and we'll get you sorted out with everything you need to go and contact the guys over at the phenoseeds.com and you'll be able to go and order your shit. So well done, bro. Well done. Congratulations. Everybody, round of
And
applause.
remember,
Round of applause for Dr. GT. There you go.
yes.
Oh,
And another drawing's come in about another hour. So yeah.
yeah, but about 40 minutes ish. We'll see
Something
how
like
long the
that,
grow
yeah.
guides last for. But I just made a noise there. You hear that? Did everybody see that deaf mute person? Did I show you?
Oh
Monkey?
yeah. You're talking about the beauty contest.
No, it wasn't a beauty contest. It was some singing competition in Brazil, and they got a deaf mute to get up there and sing Whitney Houston's "I Will Always Love You."
Oh, it was
I
kind of like
remember that.
America's Got Talent kind of version thing,
Yeah.
something like that, a variety show.
Wow.
And a deaf mute was singing, trans
Yeah.
woman.
Uh-huh.
So
Uh-huh.
it was very complicated in here. A deaf mute trans
Yeah,
woman was
uh-huh.
singing a Whitney Houston song.
Woke as fuck. It was just that, I mean, you'd have to see it, really. You'd have to see it. It was bad. It was bad. And it's like, you know, as an audience member, would you be happy with that? Go and watch it and then you know what I'm talking about and you'll be like, God damn, no. God damn. No offense. No offense meant to anybody.
It was funny. The funny part, half the audience laughed and half of them were gasping.
You know, but
You didn't know which
but
way
a
to
couple
go
of
with
the
it.
it's like I've seen some reviews of it and people are going on at the audience members like, look at these horrible people laughing. It's like, are they really horrible people, man? Come on, you can't just throw that on somebody and expect them to keep a straight face. Maybe they're a little fucking drunk. You could have picked a different song. It's like, why Whitney Houston, one of the best female singers of all time? You could have just picked Barbie Girl by Aqua or something. But
Well, not to
that
offend
probably would have
anyone.
been even worse. Shit.
Not to
Yeah.
offend anyone, but it almost looked like or sounded like a comedy bit at first when it
Yeah.
first singing first
Like a
started.
fucking South Park episode. God damn.
Almost, yeah.
Mhm.
It sounds
Like
like,
Wing.
the basis for a South Park episode. That's the.
That's what we were saying.
Yeah.
It's gonna happen.
He's my
I guarantee
Danica
you.
Rickle Flower.
Yeah.
I just don't know why you guys fucking watch this shit if you don't like it, you know?
It's just because it's random there up on YouTube, man. You gotta click the
Well-
random ones, the clickbaity ones.
I guess. Seems-
It's been all controversial all over the internet. Well, all over the internet, just all over YouTube this week. It was an interesting one. But well, I'll show you after, TG. You'll love it. You'll love it.
no, I don't think. I just don't care about that shit, you know?
Mm-hmm. And for good reason, bro. Good reason. It is a load of shit. I don't even know how this shit comes up on my feed sometimes. I think YouTube just likes to aggravate me. Like, watch this one, Mackie. You'll love this one. We're like, oh, okay, I'll click that. Oh man, fucking funny. Anyway, are we all ready to talk about some strains? And congratulations again to Dr. Green Thumb for winning the first voucher. Are we ready for the next one? I'll clear that wheel.
Just give me like a minute. I'll be right back.
Okay. Just Control A, clear the wheel. There we go. And we'll see that at the end of the show there. And we'll do it all over again. So, everybody smoke a bong or something? We're just going to wait for Bubble Hawk to get back. I think he's drank too much coffee or something. He needs to go to the toilet.
Thanks for that information.
He's been outed.
Yeah, he's been outed. Remember last week when he had like some wild animal going on in the background? Just, rah, rah.
Isn't that his dog or something?
Yeah, that's what he told us. I think he was just trying to, make sure that we all knew he was safe. That didn't sound like no dog to me. And I went back and edited it, so I heard the sound again. It definitely was not dog, man. It was like a mountain lion or some shit, ferocious animal.
You don't know much about Australian dogs, though. That's the issue, That was half drop bear, so.
Absolutely. Yeah. Oh, look, no way. We got a super chat there from Aussie Grow Show.
Nice.
Fucking hell, I forgot we even had super chat. Nice one, bro. Dub, like, share, grow on, bong on. Nice. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you very much, Aussie Grow Show. Forgot we even had, and it's Australian dollars as well. We haven't had those.
Cheers,
before.
Hook. Good work. Yes, you fucking have.
Have we? Oh, sorry, Bubble Hawk. Did I offend you there?
I think you did. It's like, and yes, I did.
No, it's I fucking did, you cheeky fuck.
I've paid you some dollary dues.
Okay. I thought you would have used normal pounds because back then it was like real money. You know what I'm saying? Sub like
here we go again with the real money.
Expensive spelling error. Not
You
anymore.
call them
Not
dollary
anymore.
dues there? Is that a thing?
Oh my god, do you really? There we go, come up on the screen. Do you call them dollary dues?
No.
All right, okay.
We call them loonies.
You will from now on. That's a pretty catchy name.
You know? Thing.
Loonies is shorter than dollary do.
Yeah.
Bucks.
Yeah.
Bucks.
That's a lot.
It would be fucking hilarious if you called them dollary dues.
Yeah.
I do like the loonies
Sounds
and the
like
toonies.
didgeridoo,
I like
you know?
that.
Right, that is definitely a topic for after party. What are the different words we have for money? Yes. So
Yeah.
are we ready for grow, guys? Let's talk about some strains, I think. Let's do it. So yes, we're talking about strains this week. So far, we're on episode 44, this is, of Grow Guides. So we've covered 44 different things to do with growing cannabis, from start to finish, all the equipment you need, what mediums, what nutrients, just about everything. But I looked through the list of all the episodes we've done so far, and I noticed that we haven't told you what you should grow. I mean, obviously, cannabis is what you should be growing, but we haven't really had an episode where we recommend strains that we think you should all go out and grow. And it's an important one because you don't want to spend months growing weed that turns out to be, I don't know, unfavorable. You know, you want the good shit. You know what I mean? You want stuff people have tried before and shit that's recommended by people who have grown it and smoked it before. So I thought that would be a good topic to discuss this week. So, you all know what I'm going to say, really.
Let me guess.
I mean,
Starts
You want
with
me to,
L.
I can give Mackey's top 5 pretty quickly.
go on, Monkey. Tell me what my top 5 is, bro.
Blue cheese is going to be your first.
Oh, yeah.
Got to go to blue cheese.
Mhm.
CBD cream and cheese.
It's a good choice again.
Oh, yeah. Now we all got to talk about lemon tree here, you know? Now from here, it's going to get a little bit more touchy, you know? Let's see where we're going to go after that. Guys, you want to help me with this one?
I was just gonna guess lemon tree. So
That's all he's ever smoked, right?
yeah.
Well, look,
So,
while we had the show going, I remember he's had blue cheese, and he's also had CBD cream and cheese going.
Showing
but
up,
he's
got
also-
one there.
Yeah,
Jack
he
Hera,
did
bro.
get one.
Jack Hera, I
Yeah.
forgot the Jack. Yeah.
Hera.
But see, I would have gone with
Mm.
Super Lemon Haze, but the Super Lemon Haze was replaced with Lemon Tree, I
Yeah.
believe.
mhm.
Super Lemon used to be one of his favorites, though.
Super Lemon's a
And
good one, but there's always new strains coming out all the time that I just fucking pucker, you know? But
I have to
that
agree with
Jack
that.
Hera, which were grown from seedsman, man, that was a delicious strain. It's been so fucking long since I smoked it. I can't remember how good it was, but I remember enjoying that thoroughly. That was beautiful weed. What about you, Monkey? What's your top 5?
Oh, geez, 5. I can't do top 5. You know, I'm kind of like you. You can ask me what my top will be this week, and it's going to be different than it's going to be next week. It all depends what I'm in the mood for, kind of sort of like that. I don't know. I'm really no. I don't want to get. Well, I've always talked about my pineapple chunk because I don't know. That's just one that everybody's different, but that's one that hits all the buttons just right for me. So I always talk about that one. Jack Herrera is an epic strain, so I could definitely add that one to it, though. I'm really digging the strawberry cough that I've been playing with lately, though, and it seems like the more I play with it, the better it seems to get. So I'm gonna have to throw that one in there as well. What else would I have to say that I would like to just to always have on hand? I like so many different things. That's the problem. You know, saying something's my favorite is it's favorite because maybe it's new in the cabinet right now and I'm going to get tired of it in 6 months. But trying to find one that stands the test of time that I'm going back for in a strange sort of way. Maybe this isn't so strange, but I'm finding myself going back for that crystalline entity these days. You know, I still got a jar and a half of it left in the back. It's been aged a nice long time. And there's just something nice about that right now. It's aged into a really heavy stone, and it's great for late night. So I'm going to throw that one in there as well. But after that, I'm going to back off a bit.
But TG's is the crystalline entity, right?
It is.
Yeah.
Is that going to be one of your favorites, TG?
Well, I'm partial to my own children, of course. They are, yeah, like the parents, the Blueberry OG and the Romulan Kush are, for me, Blueberry is a really, really nice strain. It's not my favorite. It was really nice, but it did a lot of good things medicinally for me, as well as the Romulan Kush. So the spontaneity of the event that provided me with crystalline NDC seeds must have known that too, and kind of combined those two medicinal qualities into one. And thus far, I've grown a lot of them out, and people have sent me them over the time that I've been sending the seeds around, and it's pretty consistently, it is consistent. And the main thing for me is the medicinal thing, which it always, makes me hungry and helps me out there. So, but my list is, like, I don't know. Are you asking me now? Or?
Yeah. Tell us what your top 5 are, bro. The top 4, because we've got one of them now.
Well, I have a big list here. I'll go quick. It's not going to be 5 because it's just me. But
these are all the strains I've tried.
Well, I have. It's kind of like families, and then there's certain strains that I like. I like hazes. I like the Cam and the Sour Diesel fam. That kind of really rubbery, fuely bullshit. Really nasty. I like piss. As you guys know, my skunk one that I got from Sensi, that I selected a super pissy one, and then I selfed it, has turned out extremely pissy. Like, I remember Cheryl was scrubbing the bathroom for like hours thinking the floor, but it was really just my strain emanating from the basement. But strain wise specifically, Burmese Haze is a favorite of mine. I haven't found it in years. It's to smoke. Love Potion number 9. I love Proper Trainwreck, like right from Arcata would be ideal, like a cut. But there's a few good companies out there with a good Trainwreck seed. NL5 Haze, of course, it's the fucking classic hybrid. Seedsman's Jack Hare specifically. I've never had the original Jack by Sensi that was released, in '96 or whatever it was, and then the one I have now, I don't know where they're at in terms of the genetics there, but Seedsman's Jack Hare specifically is fucking awesome. Romulan, you guys have heard me yell about Romulan lots. Grape God and Jaeger, those are kind of some Canadian ones. Jaeger it smells like fucking Jägermeister. It's
no
like
way.
A
Nice.
licorice. Purple Kush, a really meat fucking, like, it smells like beef stew. Purple Kush, that takes me back when I first fucking started smoking, and so there's like a nostalgia aspect to that. So, but I haven't been able to find a good Purple Kush like that since then. So yeah, that's mine.
Nice, man. What are you saying, Marge? What's your favorite?
I think I'm more like Monkey in that I don't necessarily have favorites. It's sort of whatever I happen to have in stock at the time and I feel like growing. But I mean, I have some seeds that are being sent to me right now, and the Strawberry Cough was one that I picked. So I'm looking forward to trying that out. and a lemon skunk because I love anything lemon, and a Buddha. And I don't know if anybody's tried like a laughing Buddha strain, but that may be it's sort of a long flowering time, so it'll be interesting to see how that one works out. Definitely not one that I'll be doing outdoors, but I'm kind of looking forward to trying that. The crystalline entity has been good. And back in the day when I was growing more, I did a lot of white widow. I
Oh,
did.
classic. Fucking hell, yes.
That's a nice
Yeah.
one, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that was one that we did repeatedly because it was just so good and really enjoyed it. But I did a purple godbud recently. Actually, I think those are some of your seeds,
Yeah,
TG.
TG again, yeah.
Yeah, you know, I
And,
actually did have that one written down, but I forgot to say that. So
Yeah, yeah. I haven't actually tried it yet. I grew it. It's drying right now. So verdict will be out next week. Stay tuned.
it's good.
But I'm really happy with the way it turned out. But I also find sometimes some of the purple strains, for me anyway, aren't like huge, don't provide huge yields, but they're really pretty. So I kind of like it for the aesthetics as well. But that one was super frosty. But
yeah,
I
yeah,
get
it gets-
seeds, sent to me or whatever. And it's just sort of like, what do I feel like growing right now? And it usually changes every single time. In the last couple of years, I haven't really grown too many things twice. There's
Well,
just so much. There's
yeah,
so
there
much.
is. We're spoiled for choice nowadays. It's crazy, man.
Yeah.
Before, back in the day, we just have
Right.
weed.
Right.
Yeah.
You're like, here's some seeds. Let's see what happens if I put them in dirt or whatever.
What are you saying, Bob? What's yours? The top 5-ish.
Top 5. My absolute top, if I could get a really decent genetic set of it, would be white rhino.
Oh, fucking
That's
hell,
one.
yeah, damn, yeah.
That's one that
classic,
I,
man.
as a kid, fucking loved. I'm a purist. I love the old school stuff. So white widow's right up there. And then if I'm going to go more old school, maybe OG Kush. This dab is hit just perfectly, by the way. Yeah, so an OG Kush. Then if I'm going to go something new school, it'd be something like the any of the Gorilla Glue crosses are really nice. I like the Sunset Sherbet. That's a top one at the moment for me. And of course, Girl Scout Cookie. Can't leave Girl Scout Cookie off that list.
God, yeah, damn. Auto Colorado cookies. Forgot about that beast.
Oh, I forgot about that one.
See, there's so many strains out there. We are definitely spoiled for choice, man, and it's hard for anybody to pick. I'm terrible. I am. Say if I'll go to the shop and I'm going to buy something, the more selection there is, the longer it's going to take me to choose what the fuck I want. And I can never really make my mind up. It's just like I'm just gonna have to grab something and go. Like say for example a bottle of beer. If I'm going out to try different beers, I'll be like, which one should I have? And there's shitloads of different options. We don't have the options of buying cannabis here in the UK. It's not really options. But it's always hard to choose, man. Which one am I gonna have? Even when I go to a restaurant for food and there's like 5 items on the menu, I'm like, God, I don't know what I'm gonna have. I'm real bad at it. I just have to have the missus choose for me. So it can be difficult to make that final decision, especially when you're going to take months to grow the stuff. And when we've all mentioned here strains that we'd like to smoke or consume in different ways. But when it comes to growing, we might have a completely different experience. There might be a strain which we really enjoy, but it might be a pain in the arse to grow. Like the hazes, for example. A haze generally goes 14 to 16 weeks, even longer, sometimes 20 weeks on the flowering period by itself. But if you go for a cheese is usually 8 to 10 weeks flowering, so the flowering period is completely different. So some are much easier to grow than others. One of my personal favorites to grow is the Jack Herer again. It's just such an easy plant to grow. And I did that real nice scrub grow one time, which I like to look back on and reminisce sometimes, because that was a fucking awesome grow, man. It went very well. So Jack Herer is definitely one I would recommend for a newbie. If a newbie's getting into this shit, hasn't done it before, and trying to think of a good strain to grow, I'd say
White
Jack
Widow,
Herer
we
is definitely an
always go to
option.
White Widow for that, for
Yeah.
new growers, because it's just such a stable, well-maintained line, good potency, good yields, very forgiving.
Yeah, can handle stress well.
You feed it lightly and she just goes.
So is that what you'd recommend then, Monkey, for a new grower? They're gonna Go for
I've
White Widow.
recommended a ton of times already. I've
Mhm.
recommended the White Widow to new growers, and I'll continue to do it. It's a good way to get started. And from there, I mean, it gives you a good, a really good amount of medicine for your effort, and it's rewarding without too much work.
Mhm.
And from there, you can decide if you want to go a little bit, one way or the other with different flavors and
Mm.
stuff like that. But it's always a good one to start
Definitely a
with. There
good
are
option.
others
Mhm.
too. Yeah. I mean, if you're looking for a little bit more into the sativa line, something more uplifting off the Widow may be a Blue Dream as a first grow, because that's a pretty easy one to grow. Blue
But if
Dream.
we just
Yeah.
keep it to one to recommend for each panel member right now, and then it stops everybody
Okay.
having a list of 20, because that's what we're going to do. Because we can
That's
go
the
on forever
problem,
about
yeah.
strains, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean,
Right,
for a new
and
grower,
something.
yeah, I would say I would go with White Widow, and I would go with feminized, not auto,
Oh, yeah.
because
Mhm.
the more and more I'm watching new growers try to grow autoflowers, the problem with an autoflower is if you don't have that seed cranking from the get-go, you're going to end up having a plant that can be stunted, and it can be disappointing. So for that reason, I'd say go with a feminized seed, because if you make mistakes, you can take your time.
Mhm. Mhm.
So White Widow, Fend.
Yes, man. And Jack Harrow for me. What would you think, Mark? What would you recommend a new grower picks for their first strain to grow?
Who'd you say?
Marge.
Me?
Marge.
Oh, okay. Is it bubble or not? I don't know how I missed that. Well, I mean, based on my experience, because I grew it so often, the White Widow seemed good.
Mhm.
I'd say it had it's I think indica. It's a pretty fuck, I've smoked too much weed. You know what I mean? It's pretty friendly to a beginner grower. It
Mhm,
doesn't
for
have
sure.
a long
Very
flowering
forgiving as
time.
far as what it does.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's
Mhm.
forgiving. That's the word I was looking for. So it's forgiving. It doesn't have a long flowering time or anything like that. It's yeah, and it doesn't get huge. So if you're growing it in a tent, then it's manageable.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah.
Were you saying, but what would you recommend?
See, I'm always about the Widow for a first timer, and again, same thing. Photo autos, they can just if it's your first time, stick with a photo period, learn the plant, learn how it goes through its stages, and if anything does go wrong, you can just leave it to veg out a little bit and recover. So,
Mhm.
but Widow being right smack bang in the middle, it's not 8 weeks, it's not 15 weeks. You're going to be in the middle there. Gives you a good idea of how long a run goes as well,
Nice.
for your first time, and then you're going to have some nice dank to smoke while you contemplate what you do next.
Nice. Well, you say TG. What do you think?
Yeah, that's a super hard question. I do a little bit of like consulting and shit, like helping people learn how to grow.
Mhm.
And one of the things that we always comes up, obviously, is like, what do you want to grow? And like, obviously, my recommendation is like the one that they take. I end up always giving them my seeds, to be honest, just because I don't know, it's hard to say, like, because I mostly grow a lot of my own shit. I haven't grown a lot of like, I don't have a ton of experience besides basically seeds and some other stuff. Yeah, I give them my shit, my crystalline entity. But if you can't get that, which you can't, because it's mine, and I don't really
It's
send it
all
out.
mine.
Well, I just don't send it out super out. Maybe there might be something in the future with regard to that, so stay tuned. But for now, yeah, you can't get those unless you know me. But I would say a skunk one. Just find a good skunk. It's really hard to say like whose skunk is the best, because skunk has such a convoluted, and like there's a million different kinds of skunks these days. But by and large, the genetics in skunk are very stable. It produces a good, large, easy cola. It's really good potency wise, and it's a really nice all around plant. It's easy to grow, I find, and it's done in like 7 to 8 weeks, so it kind of gives you a nice entry to growing. It takes a lot of shit. So, but again, it's hard to say. Most breeders have, or most banks, I would say, not breeders, but have a version of skunk one, or skunk of some sort. Could be like Sensi does Shiva skunk, or there's super skunk. If you can get that, that'd be cool. But yeah, I would say some skunk, which cheese is a derivative. You could do that, or
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm shit at fucking picking shit like this, because ultimately it's what do you like, and I
Mhm.
don't want to give you like some piss if you don't like piss or whatever, right?
I think White
Well-
Widow is definitely a good option. It's been recommended by 3 of us here. So I would say for
Yeah.
anybody who's just getting started with growing and they're looking for a strain to grow for their first grow, if you go for White Widow, you can't go
Yeah.
wrong. Can't go wrong.
Don't
You'll be
ask
sweet
me,
with that.
man. I don't know.
Yeah, TG's just going to give you a long list.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Just
I
try
mean,
and get
it's-
something that isn't too sativa dominant, because sativa dominant will grow. The
Yeah.
flowering period of that it can be long, and you want to get something done for your first grow. Then once you've got a few jars full, excuse me, and you don't have to worry so much about where the
Just-
weeds coming from, then you can grow a sativa after that.
Focus on the growing. Yeah. Don't try not to get something you're gonna have to worry about staking and fucking hanging yo-yos from the roof and
Mhm.
fucking
Yeah.
all that
That's
shit.
what I was
is
looking for
great.
too. Yeah.
But
Think
yeah,
a plant
I
that's
mean,
small and manageable. That's not gonna take over your tent
Yeah.
the first time you try and grow it. You want something that's gonna be easy. And
Yeah.
White Widow does kind of fit that bill because it's trainable.
maybe an Afghani, something Afghani
Yeah,
derived. I don't know.
Yeah, man.
Whatever. Don't ask me again.
And something cheesy is always good as well, but of course that's just got to be stinky. And if the buds grow big,
Yeah.
you're gonna be hanging shit up, and it can be
Yeah,
difficult.
man.
White
Maybe
Widow is a
cheese
good
too.
option.
It's like if you've never had cheese and you're like first time ever growing is like cheese and you're like, what the fuck?
Mhm.
Yeah,
The smell.
it can reek.
There's the dog shit.
Yeah, really. Like, is this supposed to smell like this? Yeah.
Yeah.
Man,
If you
got
want
some
good
cheese,
go see
random-
Big Buddha.
Random quick tangent. I got some cheese, not like weed cheese, but actual cheese the other day that has been curing, or they had a specific word for it, but for 4 years.
Aging.
Why?
It's been sitting there for 4 years.
4
I'm like,
years.
4-year-old cheese, man. It's like, damn. I was like, I'm gonna have to try this shit, but it's gonna be disgusting. God damn, that shit is like, woof, potent, bro, potent. Good shit. I like it though, but it's probably very bad for you. But yeah, random tangent there. Sorry, just reminded me. Speaking about cheese and how stinky this stuff was. So there's some strains everybody can go for. Jack Herer, Skunk Number 1, or White Widow. They would be good options to go for on your first grow, or any grow. Even if your 20th grow, man. If you haven't grown them strains yet, then it's time to do it and go and grow them strains. But where do you get these things from? Because this is another problem. Is some seed banks and breeders have a better reputation than others. So you want to make sure that you get the best genetics. And I personally have always had good results using the Dutch breeders, man. The Barney's Farm and the Dutch Passion. Those guys just smash it. And they're old school as fuck. They've been around for so long and they've got a good reputation. Been around for at least 20 years. Can't even remember. Dutch Passion been going for a long time, man. They've always got good shit. Never grown a bad seed from Dutch Passion. So that's who I would recommend. What do you think there, TG? What breeder / seed bank would you recommend?
Oh man, I don't really. I don't know. I mean, I would say, like, I like shopping local. I don't like importing shit if I don't have to. I prefer to trade cuts if I can do that with people that I know and like, and I can smoke the weed before I actually buy it or grow it. But I don't know. I mean, if I have to throw like a big seed bank name out there, I like Seedsman. They've always been really good.
They're fucking. I've never had a bad seed from Seedsman either, man. There's some of my favorite strains from there, like the Jack Herer, the CBD cream and cheese. Both from Seedsman, and they're
this
cheap
Fuel
as
Dog,
fuck, right?
They have really good prices. They've like recently, not super recently, but like but maybe 2 years ago, they had a way more selection. Which to me, if a bank has like fucking every strain, like there's a few here in Canada. Like, I don't know if I'll throw one out there. Just fucking Crop King. They have like fucking 300 strains. I find it very difficult to believe that you're constantly curating, these strains to have them fresh and proper and blah blah blah. So like, there's some fuckery there. Seedsman has cut that down quite a bit, and they have their core strains now that they use. I like them. Plus, they also have a lot of other, their seed bank, so they carry other breeders and shit too. So, and then they're cheap, yeah. So,
what about you, Marge? Where do you get your seeds from, other than TG?
Yeah, me too.
I've gotten a bunch of seeds from TG, and those ones always perform perfectly. So, A friend with weed is a friend indeed, and that applies to seeds as well. I haven't really ordered a lot from any of those seed banks. I ordered from one in Canada a while back. TG, maybe you can help me jog my memory. True North Seed Bank or something. It was
Yeah.
okay. I can't even remember what I ordered at the time. It was a while ago. I've gotten some from fellow Gangiers because there's quite a few breeders that have gone through the program. So I think there was like 555 genetics, and his stuff was pretty good based on my own personal experience. Experiment of N equals 1. You can find him on Instagram. I think it's 555_genetics. And there's a couple other Gangiers I got seeds from. And I'm trying out another seed bank called MSNL. If anyone's familiar with that, they're sending me some seeds too. So, but I haven't had any experience with them yet. I'm just trying them out. I've been very fortunate where I seem to have like a collection of seeds from a lot of places, and I haven't had to buy them. So good problems to have, I guess.
Yeah, man. Woody just said in the chat there 2 weeks for some random reason, and it just reminds me 2 weeks. 2 weeks.
Oh, you know what? Temple said in the chat too, Humboldt seeds. I've gotten seeds from them too, and they were good.
Oh yeah, Humboldt, good. Fucking hell.
Forgot about
It's like
CSI.
strains. There's so many good
Humboldt.
choices out there.
Yeah.
Humboldt's good. I have a forbidden dream of theirs actually. That's I'm still running the third go. It's like fucking tangy basically, and tangy's a very like you know, either
Fucking
like
hell,
it or you
sour
hate
diesel
it.
tangy. Oh my god.
Sour
Tangerine
diesel.
Dream, California Orange. Oh my goodness. So many
Orange
good strains
Bud,
out
my
there.
good.
Orange
Come on.
Bud, fuck, from Dutch Passion. Damn, bro.
Critical Orange Punch.
Yeah, what you say, Bob? What's your favorite breeder? Who do you rely on?
Usually I have pretty good, you know, as far as ordering them, it's hard to get them in to the country, or was for a long time, finding someone that's got that actually takes most of them. But for me, anything Barney's or Dutch Passion serves me well. I usually don't have too much issues with that.
And you get them from Adibongo as well, don't you? Because
I
they
do.
ship
They
to
can
the
ship it
Australia.
in.
Yeah.
They do. Just make sure you go with stealth shipping with anything you're bringing in. It just makes it a lot easier, and they tend to get through, 1, quicker, but 2, safely. So everything I've ordered from Ali Bongos has come through, and Weed Seed Express as well.
Yep.
They get them through every now and then. So
They have got, so if you're looking for discreet packaging, everybody, then Weed Seed Express are the guys you want to go for. I've had packages come in from Weed Seed Express that I was gonna throw away because I had no fucking idea what it was. Like, who's spamming me with this shit? And it got thrown in the bin, and, you know. And then my mother ripped it open and was like, "Are you sure you don't want this?" Look, she ripped this thing. It's like, there's seeds in there. I was like, "Oh fuck, yeah, I want those." Sorry, and it was like quite a few packages. It was like 10 packs of 5, 6 seeds.
Yeah,
a lot of seeds, man. It was going to get thrown in the bin. So if you want discretion, if that's important to you, then Weed Seed Express is definitely an option. But if you want to guarantee that it gets to you as well, Ali Bongos are fucking good at that. They get everything into everywhere, man. So that if you have problems usually getting the seeds to actually get to you because of customs and shit, Ali Bongo's a good option for that. Sorry, Bubble.
no, I was just going to say I was pretty much the same with WSE last time they sent it through to us. It was a postcard. It was just a postcard in a letter thing, and I'm like, oh, okay. I open it up, and you have to tear it apart to get to the stuff on the inside. You wouldn't know they're in there if you're just looking at it through a screen, you know.
Yeah,
because they're lined too. I think they've got them lead lined or whatever.
It's crazy, man. They put the effort in to make sure that it comes in discreet. You know, if it arrives for me, I'm expecting them, and it arrives, and I still don't know about the seeds in it. Then the fucking hell, it's gonna get past most people. What about you, Monkey, over there in the USA? What do you use?
Oh, I mean, I started using Barney's Farm as my first grow stuff.
Right.
I have to say, everything I've grown from Barney's has been good. I haven't had any problems, germination or phenos or anything like that with Barney. So I definitely would recommend Barney's. Dutch Passion, yeah, of course. Why not? I mean, they're good. As long as you check your genetics and you like what they're offering, but everybody's different. One of those things like that. I've also grown some really nice stuff from Sweet Seeds.
Oh yeah, that's another good
pretty
breeder.
good, pretty good stuff. I mean, very frosty, very flavorful stuff. Nirvana served me well a few things I've done from them, really tasty, good size. I mean, come on, Seed Stalkers and Seedsman both. I mean, those are both bulk type seeds places, but both of those I've done really well with. But a lot like Marge, lately I've been getting my hands on more and more of, other stuff coming from different sources now. So I'm starting to move in those directions now into things that other people are starting to send in breeding and things like that. So,
Yeah.
but all of those things that I mentioned would be, I like all of those seed brands and all those breeders have worked really well for me.
And there's just so many options, and most of the time it's good shit. It's very rare to come across seeds that don't work the way they should, and that will only happen if you buy from, even from a bad breeder. There's not many of those. It's like capitalism and the cannabis community. They speak, man. We communicate with each other, and if there's a particular breeder that is consistently letting out shit seeds, they don't stay around for very long. It's the good guys at the top that stay around for a long time because they produce good shit. So them old school ones are always good to go with. But look at TG, man. It's pretty much a pollen chuck using my fingers. Because he just put work into breeding the right strains with the right strains. But his strains are always coming off quality, and he's just the own personal breeder. And there's plenty of guys out there doing the same thing that can produce consistently good seeds as well.
I'm no breeder. I'm a hobbyist seed maker. I think I was the best. I'm a bit more than a pollen chucker, I would say, but much less than a breeder. But
it's like there's many people like are not professional serious breeders but can still produce good seeds and good genetics.
Yeah, for sure. It takes a lot of work, and I do test my seeds. That is one thing I can say about my shit, compared to maybe a lot of people out there who just buy 2 hype strains, cross them together, and then fucking sell them for $200 a seed or whatever the fuck it is, because that's what everybody wants.
Yeah.
That's easy to do, but you should know that testing seeds takes a fuck of a lot of time. So you got breeders releasing shit, on and on and on.
This is one of those things that used to get done a lot more back in the day. It doesn't seem to be done as often nowadays.
Well, it's because you don't have to. Exactly like you guys said, or you said, there's so much choice out there now. And Instagram has kind of like, you post a really good picture and everybody wants it, even though pictures obviously don't equate to quality, so it's a different game in terms of what people want, and when they want it, I think, and just the speed at how it changes too, the cycles of fads and stuff. So yeah, it's tough to be a breeder and stay on top of that, because you got to be constantly offering new shit. But you can't, because in order to properly do that, you should test it and stuff, but you can't because you need to offer new shit. So it's like, what do you do?
And we do have an episode as well about making seeds. Excuse me. So if anybody's interested in making their own, then go and check out that episode of Grow Guides.
Yeah, I'm actually picking through some F2s right now with my crystalline entity, a bunch of crosses I made. Ironically, it's funny, I just thought of that.
So far, I mean, if you're looking at cheap seeds, cheap, reliable, good seeds, Seedsmen are quality. You can get seeds there for just a few pounds, man, like £3 to £5 for a decent seed. For the Jack Herer, it's just a few quid. You don't need to be spending £50 on 3 seeds, and don't know if they're going to be good or not. You can get 5 seeds for about £20 from Seedsman. So if you're on a budget and you're just looking for some good genetics, Seedsman's the place to go. As you said, Ali Bongo, they also have their own range of seeds as well, called Bongo Bulk. And I haven't grown any of those out myself personally, but we've seen plenty of them be grown over on Percy'sGrown.com and Grow Diaries, and they always seem to do pretty well as well, and they're good, cheap seeds. And Ali Bongo, as we said, will be able to get the seeds to you. A lot of people, like in Australia, for example, they have difficulty to getting seeds actually to get to them, because when it goes through customs, it gets found out. But Ali Bongo are very good at getting shit to you, so try them if that's an issue.
Yeah, Ali Bongo had a big selection. I went through their shit, and they had some stuff I didn't expect a UK bank to have.
And you've got a discount code there as well. You can get 15% off using discount code Percy's. Percy's all capital letters. Percy's 15. So PERCYS 15, and you'll be able to get 15% off any purchase over there. So do that. And then Weed Seed Express, great for discretion. You know what I'm saying? So if you want to make sure that it comes in discreet, and even if it went to your neighbors, they wouldn't know what the fuck it was, then yeah, the Weed Seed Express are good to go. Go for them.
The only way your neighbor's going to know what it is if they've ordered it themselves, and in that case, you're sweet anyway. So
Yeah, man. So and there's a lot of different options out there. These are not, the list is not exhaustive. There is a shitload of options out there for you. So if you have any doubts, come and ask over on Percy'sGrowroom.com. You should all be a member of there already. So if you go into a particular seed bank and you're like, I've never heard of these guys before, I wonder if they're any good, then come and fucking put a post up on Percy's and be like, yo, I've heard of these guys, thinking about buying some seeds. Anybody worked with them before? And people will be able to tell you,
But
yeah,
Mackie,
I've done that.
I can't afford to join Percy's.
What?
I can't afford.
That's
to join
right.
Percy's.
There is a fee for joining Percy's now, everybody. Maybe that will work, right? Yeah, it's $20 a year to join Percy's Grow Room.
Man, we'd have people beating the door down.
But until January, it's going to be absolutely
That's right.
free. All right. So if you sign up now, then you won't have to pay that $20.
Yeah.
How's that
If you
sound?
get it before the first of the year,
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
absolutely free.
Absolutely,
Like
100% free.
it's like one of those never-ending closing down sales.
Yeah.
No. I think there's a lot of people that think it's too good to be true, but we actually we don't charge anything. We're a community that help one another. So
Mhm.
come on by.
Yeah. So any recommendations here with the seed bank? Any ideas? Seed bank breeders? Anything to add there?
I've dealt directly with seedsmen. I've got their stuff through other seed banks. They're fine too, as well as if you're ordering seeds, that they do well by themselves. They ship worldwide and all that stuff too. So
Yes.
Seeds are a funny game. I would say you're probably gonna have pretty good luck with most stuff, but whether or not it's like, as advertised in terms of the lineage and stuff and all of that is just, good weed's good weed regardless of what it's called. But if you're into provenance and lineage and stuff, then it's important to source your seeds properly.
Indeed.
And do your research. And there's ways to do that. There's a lot of people telling a lot of history and shit like that. I can recommend Breeder Syndicate. I've been listening to a lot of them, the podcast, and they're doing like the history of weed. And it's guys that were around during the actual days of what happened. So it's really interesting there to see a lot of the stuff that's been sold as such and blah 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 that isn't what it seems, and people have made a lot of money off certain things and whatnot. So yeah, just do your due diligence would be my advice.
I'd be hesitant on spending big money on seeds without any kind of proof of what you got here.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so lots of good choices there. And then we just got this last bit here to discuss it, like old school strains versus new strains. What we were saying, I'm an old school kind of guy. But then there's the lemon tree, which is reasonably new in the world of seeds, really. But I prefer my old school shit. My Jack Herer, my cheeses, my hazes. Old school is the way I like to go. It's just, you can rely on genetics that have been around for a long time,
Well, I would argue that the new school is the old school. It's almost just a bottleneck, version of it. Because there's not been a lot of introduction of new genetics into breeding since, back in the 80s when the Afghani came in to the States. They'd never seen that. So that changed everything. And then there's been a couple other instances, but nobody's on the hippie trail anymore bringing in new shit and mixing it in. And so everything is pretty watered down in my opinion. In terms of the new shit, it's some of it's very good, don't get me wrong, but it's just I don't know, it's versions of the old. I prefer the old because you have that much more diversity in what you might get out of the seeds you plant. So
about you, Marge, what do you think? Old school, new school? What's your favorite shit?
That's a tough one to answer because again, I tend to grow a bunch of stuff. Sometimes the old school stuff is kind of, again, it's consistent. It can be, depending on what it is, it can be forgiving, but it's usually consistent. You can kind of know what to expect, but it's fun to experiment and try some new shit. So I'm on the fence on that one. I'm not really going either way. So that's not an answer.
It's understandable, isn't it? There's so much choice out there. Again, it's difficult to really make when it comes to a direct answer on any of this. It's difficult to do. What are you saying, Bubble?
No, old school.
Old
For
school.
me, it's always old school.
And nothing like the old school.
Nah, love that nostalgia, man.
What more can I say? I wouldn't be here today if the old school didn't pave the way.
Don't get me
Mr.
wrong.
Magic Flash.
I do like some of the new ones. Like I do like some of the new stuff coming out, and I will give it a go here and there. I'll try something different, but I find myself always going back to the ones I like, and the ones I like are all old school. So
Yeah, man. What about you, Monkey? What do you think?
Mixture of both. I can't say one or the other.
Huzzah,
good-
someone agrees
there's
with me.
Well, I mean, TG's the same way too. You know, the new school is the old school. I'm the same way with him.
Yeah.
There's some of the new stuff that's made from old genetics is great, and I still appreciate some of the old school stuff as it is. So I say find what you like and don't worry, new school, old school.
That's
Be
as long
true
as you
to
get something you
yourself.
like, you'll be okay. And that even if it does take 16 weeks to flower and shit, if that's what you really want, then that's what you grow. You know, and there's always help over at Percy'sGrowroom.com. Even if it's your first grow, you can still get all the advice, and we can take you step by step through the whole grow over on Percy'sGrowroom.com. So don't fret about things like that. It's just preferably get something easy if it's your first grow. But if you want to grow Super Silver Haze because that's your shit, then grow Super Silver Haze, man. It's your grow. Do what you like, you know? The help is there for you, so don't be intimidated by any of that shit. But if you're a new grower and you're looking for recommendations on what you should be getting, or or if you just want to look for recommendations altogether, then we would say Jack Harris Seedsman, White Widow from Jack Harris, Auto Colorado Cookies from Dutch Passion is a fucking nice one. Big Buddha's Blue Cheese, that's a good one. And Lemon Tree from Barney's Farm is what I'd say.
I knew you had to throw that lemon tree up in there.
it was coming. It was
Last
coming.
but definitely not least, you know.
And if you don't mind a little bit of challenge with the odors, I think TG had a good one there. Skunk #1. It's just reliable and a pretty easy plant to grow as long as you don't mind skunk.
Yeah.
No, it would probably be even more sweet. You know, there's not a lot of.
It has sweet skunk too. It's out there. Yeah.
Yeah.
It
But
really smells
skunk
like
is great.
flowers.
And this might be, I'm just going to mention too, I haven't grown this one, but I got it from TG, which is his Charlotte's Web CBD.
Right.
And
Charlotte's Angel, or
Charlotte's Angel, sorry. But it was like the best CBD weed I've ever consumed. It was so fucking
Yes.
good. So whatever genetics used for that, TG, my hat's off to you, sir. Fantastic.
Yes,
I
that's
doff my
nice.
hat to you, sir.
That's I fucking self Dutch Passion Charlotte's Angel. It's just an S1, or I don't even know what S it is because I don't know where they were at in their, it's red Angel crossed with Dutch Charlotte, whatever the fuck those are. I've never heard of either of them, but I've looked and there's no information on anything. Dutch Passion's very closed-lipped about their shit, so who knows? But I selfed it, and that's what that is. And
But that would be a great recommendation for somebody looking for CBD weed and
Yeah.
something to grow.
Fantastic.
I had it lab tested, and it actually fell right in. Like Dutch Passion said, it's going to be between 10 and 15% CBD with under 0.8% THC, and it was 13.5 to 14.
No way.
I got it tested.
It was just like sticky and dank and just
Mhm.
so good.
It's
Like the
nice.
smell, I was just like, holy, because I used to pick up some CBD weed from the dispensary.
Yeah.
And that stuff in comparison, the dispensary weed in comparison was shit.
I don't know what people think CBD weed's supposed to be, but if you grow it properly, and you don't tell someone it's CBD, they probably
Right.
think it's regular weed
That's
until
right,
they
man.
smoke it and don't
Yeah.
get high.
I find it to be more oily. Do you find that? Do you get that? Because
Actually,
any time I've grown CBD cream and
you're right.
cheese, it seems like it's more oily, you know?
And I can actually speak to that as an extraction. I work in extraction, and we make CBD and THC oil. And the CBD oil is actually more. It stays it's not as sticky as a THC. It doesn't. Fucking and I also agree with you that it is a bit more greasy feel.
It's a different filter, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a different molecule, so it makes sense. But it's interesting that you point that out and actually recognize that, because I never heard anybody else say that.
I just smoked a lot of CBD weed because it just tastes
Yeah,
so
yeah.
good. It tastes so good,
Yeah,
you know.
Oh, it's fantastic.
it is tasty. I do like that one. That's one of my
Interesting.
favorites as well.
So anyway,
'Cause
we
it's
do
just-
have
it's
a sorry,
stable. No, I was just saying it's a staple. It's one of those ones that, you know, it fits where it should. It does what it's advertised, and it tastes nice as well. So
Mhm.
I was surprised, man. Like, to be honest. But yeah.
Delicious weed, delicious. So we have some listener mail questions that we'll quickly get to before we hit this 420 in 11 minutes ish. So from Top Loader, my next planned TG Super Soil grow is Cinderella Jack. What can the panel tell me about it, and what should I look out for? So look out for spider
Cindy,
mites.
Jack.
That's,
Look out for me because you know I'll be there at harvest time.
Cinderella, look out for rats. No,
Yes,
Really?
that's right. Rats are always after
they
it.
apparently love that shit.
Yeah.
But it's a standard grow, man. Just treat it like anything else. Cinderella Jack is just a normal strain. It's from a Cinderella 99 and Jack Herrera, I think, is the cross between those two. And it's from a Dutch Passion, I think, the Cinderella Jack.
Which would make that a sativa, so maybe a longer flowering time, which would be something you need to consider,
Mhm.
perhaps.
I'm not sure. I've grown Cinderella Jack a long time ago. I can't remember the specifics. I think it was an auto when I grew it as well. I've never grown the photo period. But
In my
Cinderella
memory,
Jack-
it was a pretty standard grow, pretty much like a Jack Herrera. It didn't feed any heavier, didn't need any extra anything really. It just was a pretty standard cut.
Great strain though, man. Good choice, Top Loader. Is there anything anybody would recommend here specifically? I mean, it's in your Super Sword as well, TG. Anything to recommend with Cinderella Jack?
Like tips for the super soil grow?
Well, just in general with Cinderella Jack specifically, really. Have you grown that
Oh,
before?
Cinderella. I've never grown Cinderella Jack.
Right.
I've heard people. There's a bunch of people that grew it a while back on the site. I think.
Yeah, I think so.
I think Twisted maybe I'm wrong, but yeah, I don't know. Just to, keep it happy, keep your soil watered, don't let it dry out. Probably have some good wheat.
Yes, man.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a classic strain, and it's classic for a reason. You know, these good ones.
Cinderella Jack is Cinderella 99 cross Jack Hare.
Yeah. It's been out fucking for ages, man.
Well, C99 is derived from Jack Hare allegedly, so that's
right.
kind
So
of
it's just gone round and round.
A back cross in a way, depending on where the genetics come from. But that's cool.
But yeah, good luck with the grow there, Top Loader, man.
Shit.
I'm sure it'll go lovely. I'm sure you've grown many. You're used to this shit by now. I'm sure we should be asking you for advice on what to do in this grow. But get your diary up and running on Percy's if you haven't already, so we can keep an eye on it as well. That would be cool. We have a couple of questions from Fill Me Bowls. What strains would you say produce the most unique or beautiful flavor?
Flavor or flower? Actually, I think it's
flower. Sorry, my bad. I
Yes.
read it a little wrong.
Flower?
It's all that
Well,
CBD weed making me. What was the word again? Fucking hell, I can't remember what.
Sloth.
Pathological
sloth.
sloth. There we go.
A pathological sloth. that's the one.
Pathological sloughing. Yeah. So
That's a great
flower.
question. I feel like I saw a picture of, and I don't know who sent it to me. Maybe it was UTG. I don't know. But some like really cool. There are some pretty unique looking flower out there.
Mm-hmm.
That's probably me.
Yeah, but I can't remember.
I mean, the
No.
biggest flowers I've seen on any plant is from White Widow. They've been like 2-liter cola bottles of fucking
Right.
huge colas, man, beasts. But the problem is with those is they're more susceptible to rot, and
Right.
it did
We
catch
used to
some
have
rot
it
as well. Mhm.
when I was
That's one
growing.
thing about the sativas, like if you grow something like a Neville's Haze or Super Silver Haze, you can get like actual baseball bat
Mhm.
length colas. It's fucking impressive. It takes a little longer, but yeah, those will produce some fucking chonkers.
Yeah, you must have got some huge colas back in your day with White Widow in DWC March.
Oh yeah, we did. But again, sometimes you really had to watch for the bud rot.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Sometimes those
Yeah.
giant colas are just prone to. They look beautiful. It's great for the weed porn, but not always great for that other thing.
No, every time you
Just something
open
to
up
pay
the
attention
room,
to.
it's like, is it rot? Is it rot?
Mm-hmm.
I hate those
Yeah.
days.
That smell when you walk in, you're like, oh, son of a bitch. You just know.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
So you start moving buds around, looking, where's the fuzz? I know it's
Yeah.
here somewhere.
did I leave my Wellington boots in the grow tent? You know. But yeah, so I don't know. They all produce beautiful flowers as far as I'm concerned. They're filmy bowls. But anything
Yeah.
unique? I grew this one auto, and it grew like a bunch of grapes, man. It wasn't anything like a standard bud, but I think that was just because I did something wrong. I don't know. I mean, the other
Well, there's
plants in the
that-
tent were fine, but these are real
I was
strange
gonna
ones.
say that Dr. Greenspoon. I've never run it,
That's,
but
yeah, that's right.
allegedly
Yeah.
it has that like they're almost like calyx pearls all along, like a vine kind of shit, right?
It almost looks like foxtails all along it.
It's like, yeah, that seems like a commitment, but
Yeah,
you
and
know,
it's good for growing that type. If you're making hash or something, then you got more surface area for the THC to grow on. So those type of flowers, like the Dr. Greenspoon, are good for when you're making hash, man. You can get to the inside of the buds easier.
hash, yeah.
Mm-mm.
What do we say? Frenchie says sour diesel best for hash.
No, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
And we got one more from Phil here, which is a difficult one. What would be the oldest known existing and non-existent strain of cannabis? What? I mean, maybe that's non-extinct. I don't know. But what would be the oldest known existing and non-existing strain of cannabis is what he's got written down here. But I think by non-existing, you make non-extinct, possibly. I don't know.
Extinct.
An old school strain like Hindu Kush, right? Hindu Kush is
Yeah,
old
those
school
are
shit
standards.
from the Himalaya, man.
Yeah.
Some old
Yeah,
school
it'd
shit.
have to be
Like Afghan, you can get some pretty
Yeah.
old school like
Mhm.
like landrace Afghani from the I don't want to say them wrong, but there's a couple regions that are known for it. And yeah, Hindu Kush, there's the Mazar stuff, there's the Parvati Valley that's famous for a lot of landrace shit in India.
Thailand.
Yeah, Zestier said whatever was in the pyramids, and the oldest weed they found was some shit in China, like 3,500 years old or some shit like that. No, because the pyramids are
Yeah.
older.
Yeah.
But yeah, imagine if you could get some of those cells and revamp them and regrow that weed. It'd be fucking crazy.
It'd probably be kind of shitty.
Yeah,
It's so
it'd be
old.
shit weed, yeah.
I mean, it'll maybe
I
not
mean,
like
look at how
over
weed
60,
was just 70 years ago in the High Times magazines, which was winning all the cups and shit, compared to what it is now. Over the last 30 years, cannabis has changed a lot. We're very lucky to have this mind-altering super skunk now. The pathological sloth skunk.
Still hunting that bloody batweed.
You know what I'm saying? The batweed.
Found that yet?
Remember the classic, the batweed?
So who's gonna grow that strain out? Have the new name, pathological sloth. It's gonna
Yeah,
have
it's
to
a
be a new
great
strain,
name,
man.
Mhm.
It's got to
If
come
I
out.
had any new shit, I'd be like, yeah, they got some pathological sloth for fucking 300 a seed. You want it? Good shit.
Yeah, man.
You know.
So the oldest strain, yeah, probably go for Hindu Kush, man. It's hard to tell, really.
What was the question? I don't even know.
What would be the oldest known existing and non-extinct strain of cannabis?
Oh, yeah, that's fucking hard.
Mm-hmm.
'Cause it's yeah.
But anyway,
Who
It's got to
knows?
be one of the big five, really.
There's probably wild shit growing out there that nobody's seen that's been
Mhm.
just there since it's been there too.
yeah,
Some places. so,
some
yeah.
place in the middle of one of the mountains on the Himalaya, just never been
Mm.
seen,
Yeah.
never been
The
touched.
Nepalese ones.
Yeah. There's got to be
Yeah.
something out there, surely. Even if it's in the middle of the Amazon somewhere.
Yeah,
There's
man.
got to be something.
I would think so.
Or on Easter Island, but not
Just
Easter
gonna have,
Island because
like,
they chopped all
fucking-
their trees down and shit. They would definitely chop down all the weed.
Now, the oldest non-existent strain would be the batweed.
Yeah,
Ah, yeah. Mm-hmm.
It'll stop
Definitely.
people from running around and throwing fucking Gorilla Glue everywhere too and contaminating the fucking gene pool in these places.
You know what I'm saying?
But again, I shouldn't say that too harshly because local economies, farmers gonna grow what people want. So what do they want? Fucking Gorilla Glue.
So there we
No.
go, everybody. I think that's all the questions. That's all the questions that we have, and I think we've answered any questions which we could regarding to the best strains. What we would recommend for new growers, what we would recommend in general, where to get them from. The different places which we would recommend you go get your seeds from and shit. I think everything is sort of covered now. So if you are out there in the market looking for some new seeds, you know where to get them and you know which ones to get. But if you have any more questions or you want to recommend some strains that you think you would like to tell everybody else to grow, head over to Percy's Grow Room, start a thread, let us know what you think, or put it in the comments. What's your favorite strain and why? Drop it in the comments. Your favorite strain to smoke and your favorite strain to grow, because they might not be the same. So get on it.
Did you see that one? See that one from Chile about the oldest strain name is "Do you want it or not?"
Yeah, you know what I'm saying, bro. That's it. Who is it? Tommy Chong? Like, what's your favorite weed? And he's like, it's just weed, man. It's just,
Yeah.
doesn't really matter what it's called. A rose by any other name would still smell as sweet, and all that shit. Anyway, let's go to the outro. Fading outro tune, all professional like. There we go. That was so professional, everybody. Yeah, we are so good at this now. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I'm just making sure nothing else starts. But yes, that fade, you know what I'm saying? Stonewolf heard it. Yeah, don't worry, Sparky. The wheel spin's coming now, bro. Don't worry. I've got it all set up here on the screen.
Sparky out there panicking.
Where's my shit? Where's my shit? Yeah, so of course we're going to get the wheel up and running. Here it is. Let's see, it is on the screen. But yeah, just quickly say thank you to everybody for joining us. It's been a good show today. We've had lots of people come in and drop by. Make sure you all hit that like button, the up thumb, preferably. And it would mean a lot to us as well if you could go out to iTunes, Spotify, whichever platform you use to download the show, and leave us a review. That would be fucking sweet, because we don't ask that very often, and reviews help the show when people read it, you know, and they're like, oh, this sounds like my kind of shit. So go leave us a review and tell everybody if you like the show. If you don't like the show, then, you know, don't leave a review. That's fine. You know, that would be fine. Don't do it. But shall we? What word are we going to say? Bubble, would you like to pick a word that we're going to say this time?
Yeah. I'm going with Stonewolf Sloth.
Nice. Yes.
That's what I, yeah,
Let's do
how
the
to do
stuff.
it.
Monkey, would you like to draw the line?
Okay.
If we're all
The
ready.
line.
There we go. The line is there, everybody. Is it? Yep, there it is. All right, so
The
from
line.
Monkey's comment, let's see it, everybody. If you type sloth, you will be entered onto the Wheel of Names for $75 voucher to spend at Pheno Seeds.
They want it, man. They are moving fast, aren't they?
Spend it wisely.
Spend it
man.
wisely, more. On some White Widow. That's what you want.
Right, what it is.
Are we ready? You got some names?
I'm
Monkey?
ready.
I'm ready.
Night ski. Let's do night ski.
Night ski.
Back blast.
Back blast.
Fuck, I
Okay,
hate sorting seeds. So
Come
fucking
on,
much.
machine. Stop scrolling by yourself again.
Monkey's got freak out, man.
No, it's like now I got to go back and find my line.
Could give somebody an ounce.
It's not
of
as easy
weed
as
to
you
just
think. You know,
go
here,
through
the
all
line.
this.
There it is. Okay, night ski, back blast.
Fuck's sakes.
Namargon,
Namargon.
fire top,
Fire Top.
stone wolf,
Stone Wolf.
show enough,
Show enough. Yep.
banana farmer,
Banana Farmer.
Noxie,
Noxie.
Sparky,
Sparky.
White
Mr.
Widow's just such a
Green.
gnarly name.
Sorry, what was
too.
what was that, Monkey?
Sparky, and then Mr. Green.
Mr. Green.
Sorry.
hmm
Okay.
Gellert,
Gellert.
Daryl, Close,
Daryl Close.
Barrel.
Savans,
Savants. Okay.
coffee pot.
Coffee Pot.
Woody keeps trying to get it right, but he ain't got it right yet, so leave it be.
Okay. Come on, Woody. Concentrate, bro. Pathological sloth.
Right. Faded Zayden,
Faded Zayden.
the
Okay.
infamous art man.
Art man.
Okay, you had fire top already.
Yes.
Spab,
Spab.
Hillbilly Herb,
Hillbilly Herb.
Chillibert.
I'll just scroll down here so people can see.
Oh, fucking Bert.
And I gave you
Chillbert.
Sayab already.
Is it? No, was that in the last one? Yeah, we don't have
Oh.
Sayab yet.
Take Sayab. And then Zesty Air after that.
Zesty Air.
Rob Champ.
Rob Champ.
Arnie's Carpa. Wait a minute. Thing messed up again.
I don't
I've
think we
got
got Arnie
Green
on yet.
Slayer.
No. Yeah,
Green
but-
Slayer after Rob Champ.
All right, take over. You got it.
Yeah. So Green Slayer.
Okay. Yeah.
So weird.
Woody.
Did you get it right? Watching you, Woody.
Yeah. Woody.
And then Bundertaker.
Ooh, Undertaker.
Undertaker. Yeah, man.
And then 420 cookies.
420 cookies.
South Silly.
South
North
Silly.
Silly.
Fated Zayden.
Faded. Did we get? Yeah, we got faded Zayden on already.
Mm-hmm.
We do?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yes,
we do
we
at
do.
the top there, yeah. Cheeky bastard.
Watching you, bro.
Fire Top.
Got fire top as well.
Weird Town.
Mm-hmm.
You got Billy.
Billy Bonds.
I'm just gonna say yes.
Billy
No,
Bonds.
but I don't think we have. Let me just check. No,
Billy.
Billy Bonds. Okay.
Yeah. You got Dave Leal on there.
Nope. We'll put him on now. There we go.
David.
And did I see Filmer Bowls on there somewhere?
I think he's near the top, right? No, that must have been the last one. No, I don't see him on there. Let's put him on. Fill me balls. Next.
We got Casso
Casso. Yep.
and Annie from High Ladies.
Annie. Okay.
Marvis Parvis.
Marvis, what's up, bro?
Purvis.
You don't have Fweech on there, I don't think yet.
We'll put this in alphabetical order after, just to check for any duplicates. Any more?
Yep, Philly Boy.
Yep.
And John Finnegan, if he's not already on there.
No, I don't think he is. Okay, any more?
Yeah, Mick S.
Nick S. Yep.
You got Arnie Scarpa on there.
I think we have. Let me just have a scroll through. Yeah, and no, that's Annie. No, I don't think we have.
All right, so Arnie Scarpa.
Okay. Next.
Then we have
Dan Grouper.
Dan.
yeah,
What?
Sand Grouper. Yep.
Sandgroper. Yeah. Okay. Any more?
Got Aaron C.
Okay. Any more for any more?
Lone Star Laugh.
Okay.
I'm just looking to see because now it's just more comments.
Sparky.
I think
Did
that
we
might
get
be it.
Sparky on there? How many we got? Yeah, 41. I think that's about right. Right, I'm going to quickly read them out. I'll sort it into alphabetical so we can see any duplicates. Yeah, we got no, Annie and Arnie Scarpa are different. Okay, so we've got 420 cookies. Aaron C, Annie, Arnie Scarpa, Artman, Backblast, Banana Farmer, Billy Bonds, Bundertaker, Casso, Chilbert, Coffeebot, Daryl Close, Dave Leal, Faded Zayden, Firetop, Fweech, Gellert, Green Slayer, Hillbilly Herb, John F, Nightski, Lone Star Laugh, Marvis Parvis, Mick S, Mr. Green, Namargon, Noxie, Filmy Bowls, Philly Boy, Rob Champ, Sandgroper, Savons, Shonuff, Siab, South Silly, Spab, Sparky, Stonewolf, Woody, and Zesty Air. Anybody else? We'll give it 3 minutes until past. If there's anybody else out there that needs to be added to the list, then say so now.
Did you say Sparky's on there?
Yes, Sparky's there.
I thought I heard Sparky at the end there. Oh, there we go.
There he
Couldn't
is.
see the bottom of that.
Okay. I haven't seen the chat for a while. Any more for any more? Nobody Herb, Casso. Yeah, we're done. Stonewolf. Mick S. We got Mick S on there, right? Yeah, we have. Anybody else? Anybody else? Going 2 minutes by my clock, so 3 minutes for everybody else. You know what I'm saying? But yes, good show, everybody. Good show.
Good show.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we covered quite a
I
lot.
like that. I like talking fucking genetics and strains and shit, man.
What should we do
Fun.
next week?
Nah.
Radio silence.
Good question.
Yeah.
Smoke weed.
Yeah, smoke weed and just
Yeah.
talk
Yeah,
about
smoke
stuff.
weed. Talk Christmas.
I can do that. Yeah, not Christmas yet. No.
Oh, Christmas. Yeah, I forgot about that.
It'll be December by then.
It'll be December by then. I can't say anything. I would just sit here
Your game.
quietly.
That's
I
right.
would just mute my mic and be like, fucking Christmas. Stonewolf said interview. I was thinking that maybe we should do a Grow Guides on which interviews you should go and check out because we've got fucking shitloads. We haven't got a Tommy Chong Christmas special planned. No, it's fucking November, man. I'm not planning no Christmas shit right now. But, we will be having a Christmas episode, you know, a Christmas special as the time gets closer. So stay tuned for that shit. Not you, John. We know you won't enjoy it. You know what I'm saying?
Mackie will play the part of Scrooge.
Yes, that will be me. I'll play the Grinch until the 20th. After the 20th, then I'll be fine. Oh, God damn. It's all the Christmas music. That's the worst thing, man.
Humbug.
Fucking Christmas music pisses me off so much, man. Ah, God damn.
So I should play in
wouldn't-
the background over here or anything?
Yeah, best not much, no.
Okay. Okay.
I wouldn't care so much if it wasn't like the day after Halloween they start with it.
Man, and that's fucking late nowadays.
Yeah. It's like Halloween
True.
breaks the cycle for a few days.
God damn. But anyway, it's just about to get 8:30 here. If you are not on the wheel yet, then type sloth in the chat to be added to the wheel of names to win $75 voucher to spend at phenoseeds.com. Easter eggs as of New Year too. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Fucking hell, Jesus.
Hot cross buns on January the fucking 2nd. You're like, come on, man. Like, that's not.
Cross buns.
It's just not right, is it? It's just not
I
right.
thought that was just a song.
Yeah, that's an English thing, evidently.
What? Don't you guys get hot cross buns over there?
I know what they are, but no, we don't. We
Yeah,
don't do
no,
that
no.
here.
We used to
Wow.
learn. That was a song that everybody had to learn. How
Just
to play on
means that you
recorder
don't love
when-
Jesus.
Hot cross buns, hot cross buns, 1 a penny, 2 a penny, hot cross.
Pip
buns,
Jam
2
just typed sloth. That's the last one.
That was the song.
Yeah, that's right. Pip Jam. Okay, that's everybody. You want to draw the line to finish that shit, monkey? Entry closed.
Yeah, fucking 90s in Canada. All right.
Job.
Right, are we done? Did you draw the line, monkey?
Yeah, I said
Yeah.
cut off.
Cool. There we go. Nobody has to enter now. Let's have a quick read through to make sure we got everybody. 420 cookies. Aaron C. Annie. Arnie Scarpa. Artman. Backbass. Banana Farmer. Billy Bonds. Undertaker. Casso. Chilbert. Coffee Pot. Double Close. Dave Leal. Faded Zayden. Firetop Fweech. Gellert. Green Slayer. Hillbilly Herb. John Finnegan. Nightski. Lone Star Laugh, Marvis Parvis, Mick S, Mr. Green, Namargon, Noxie, Filmy Bowls, Philly Boy, Pip Jam, Rob Champ, Sandgroper, Sevons, Shonuff, Siab, Sav Silly, Spab, Sparky, Stonewolf, Woody, Zesty Air. That's everybody. So, let's do it then, everybody. I think we're ready for the spin. I don't think we missed anybody off. If anybody does see anybody missed off, let us know. We'll give it a minute just in case.
Nobody said anything. I think we're good.
Well, good luck, guys. All you seed junkies. Not the actual seed junkie, but yeah. Good
Are we
night.
Don't
going-
want us a seed junkie, you know, staring at his jars of seeds.
Yeah.
Right then. I think
Are we
we're
counting
good.
down? Is that what's happening?
Nice. Aaron said he's a new grower. If I win the spin, I'm ordering White Widow based on your comments. Nice. Do it. And don't forget to sign up to Percy's, man. We're here to help, especially for new growers.
Widow.
So you're not on your own. If you want any help and shit, just head over to percysgrowroom.com and sign up. It's only £20 to sign up for the year.
Absolutely free. If you do it before January 1st.
Yeah. And the people are going to start thinking we're serious. Like, really? They're charging after January 1st? Like, yes, we are. Okay, yes, we are.
It'll be December 31st and people will be signing up by the bucket loads. Oh, we got to beat the deadline.
Going to get in for free. And then January 1st comes, we're like, no, we're just trolling. And we're like, what? But yes, get over to Percy's, make posts, keep the place busy and all of that shit. Make sure everybody's involved. So let's do it.
Yeah.
I think we're ready for the countdown. Let's do it. Let's have the chat do the countdown. Everybody
Uh-oh.
spam 3 in chat. Do it. Let's do it.
I can do that.
Let's do it. 3, 3, 3. Do it. Do it now. That's right. You know how it goes, everybody. Look at that go. Goddamn. Monkey, you gotta get put on slow mode or something. Shit. Go on, everybody. I bet you all
I
can't
need-
type as fast
I
as
need to
Monkey.
take up video games, huh?
That still makes me cringe because I'm like, I'm gonna get banned because of Diablo. If you spam like that shit, they fucking can you, man.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? You being put in slow mode. You have typed too much. You know, let's
Yeah.
do 2, everybody. Let's move to the number 2. Spab's on the number 2, Stonewolf's on number 2. I'm seeing all the 2s now. Who's still on number 3? Still see 3 there in places. It's from Twisted.
White.
Okay, now
Widow.
1. Oh, somebody put 7. That's you, Bubble. God damn. It's goddamn Australian education, you know. All right, everybody start typing 1. Let's do it. 1. Number 9. 2.
Super hungry.
1. 1. And then let's say rats to finish off the spin. Everybody say rats. Let's do it. Yeah, my phone's heating up.
I'm trying.
Right, here we go. 3, 2, 1. It's spinning. Good luck. Winner takes $75 to Pheno Seeds. Who's it gonna be? Oh, it's Casso.
Well
Congratulations, Casso. So contact us over on percysgrowroom.com. It was so close to Undertaker, so close to Chilbert. Look how close it was. It just ticked over after Undertaker. Unlucky, bro.
So close.
So close.
barely.
So
Not
close.
enough.
So it's for Casso. Let me write that down so I don't forget.
Nice one, man. Or woman, or
Nice one, person.
Right.
it's a figure of speech.
You know, so give us a shout.
Stoners.
Yes, and don't forget we'll be doing the same thing again next week. So if you want another shot at that, then come and join us on next week's show, and we'll do
By all
another
means.
$50 and $75 spin. So be here, enjoy, and good fun, and thank you
Yeah,
again to
that's sweet.
Pheno Seeds for sponsoring competitions like that. Very cool, very cool. Nice. Congrats, nice there, Lone Star laugh. Look what he did there. You see what he did there? Very cool.
Congrats, Rat.
Yes, man.
Very good, very good.
It's a good show. I hope you all enjoyed it. Make sure you hit the like button, subscribe if you haven't done that yet, and it would be awesome if you could share the show with a friend this week. But obviously, don't do that if it's going to get you in any trouble. Just share with 420 friendly people and try and drag more people here for next week. Drag them. Carrot and a stick or something, you know, just a bud instead of a carrot. Drag them over
All
here.
right, that's
You know what
enough
I'm saying?
fucking seed sorting for me.
Nice. Good work, TG. So
Yeah, not good enough. The hands, look at that. Look at that finger. It's just covered in shit.
yeah.
Well,
lick
not
it
shit.
off.
I'm gonna,
Lick it off,
I'm gonna
bro.
scrape it off and smoke
What
that.
happens?
Mhm.
Feed it to the rats.
Shut
Yeah.
us.
Don't rub your eye.
You know what I'm saying? Yes. So it's been a pleasure, everybody. Stay high, stay safe, and don't forget to download the Cannabis News tomorrow. And we'll catch you on Sunday for the next live show.
Yes, we will.
Stay out of trouble, everybody. See you there.
Bye-bye.
Goodbye. Goodbye.
Bye, everybody.
Peace
Bye-bye.
out.
See
Hey,
you later,
guys.
people. Goodbye.
Oh, I have a fucking-